The following is an exclusive presentation of E-Tech Sports. This is the Henderson Lions Football Coaches Show, featuring Henderson head football coach Ricky Meeks, with insight on the Henderson Lions and this week's opponent. The Henderson Football Coaches Show is brought to you by the Henderson Football Booster Club. Come be a part of their meetings every Tuesday night at 6 at the high school indoor facility. Now, with the Henderson Lions Football Coaches Show, here's Mark McLain.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of our Henderson Football Coaches Show. Mark McLain here, along with head coach Ricky Meeks. 2026 season, it is here. We are ready to go, and so let's talk about a little off-season before we get started on what's coming up for us. The spring and the summer and everything, it goes by fast, but did you get the work in that you had hoped for?
I feel like we did. You know, our kids worked really hard. We had a great spring, great summer. You know, our kids have really grown up over the course of the last 15 to 18 months that I've been here, as they should, right? I mean, when a program is established and standards are put in place, if you don't see growth, then we need to kind of look back at ourselves a little bit. But, you know, our kids have grown up a lot. So we got some really good work this summer. They were here. They were accounted for. So I like the spot that we're in. You know, I think we've got to replace some really good players from last year. But I think our guys have accepted the challenge and ready to step up and show what they've worked for and what they're able to do. So thought we got faster and stronger, which is the goal of spring and summer, as well as increased our knowledge through what we're doing offensively and defensively with the skill development.
It's interesting that you mentioned that as far as faster and stronger, because when you look back a year and a half, let's say this senior group now going into this season, are they physically just a world difference than when you first saw them?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you know, because just their genetics alone, they're going to grow. But when we talk to them a lot about nutrition and lifting and sleep and just what it truly means to take care of your body, the ones that actually fully buy into that, you see the biggest change. And so, you know, like I said, I'm very happy with our kids and the way that they have bought into the program and the vision that we have, and I think it's really paying off for them.
I just asked because I know that I was as skinny a senior as I was a sophomore, so we don't all develop, do we?
That's correct. You know, I mean, God has a timing for everybody, and some are much later. But you know, we do what we can with what we got, and you know, the biggest thing too is, you know, our kids learning habits that are going to help them just later in life. You know, I realize the immediate goal right now is success in athletics and things like that. But, you know, when our kids graduate and go into the real world, like, we want them to have habits established that are going to just continue to benefit them through life.
Once you get started in August with the workouts and stuff, I would assume much easier and maybe quicker paced as far as the workout, because everybody knows what to expect. They all know the system now, don't they?
Yes, sir. A much different spot first day of practice than 12 months ago. Just the things we are able to accomplish now and work through, and drills, and you know, you don't have as much wasted time. Our kids understand everything, and plus we're further along knowledge-wise too. So you know, it just makes a world of difference when you're able to, you know, just keep progressing through the program.
You know, when I think back the last couple of years, UIL puts all these restraints on you when it comes to practice time and how much time you can practice. Now they put this thing on you with the heat, and of course, what do we have? Day after day after day of 105 plus. Has it made it tough for you to schedule the practice and stick to it?
Where we have had to kind of work through a few things is with our sub-varsities and the time that they practice. You know, we're very fortunate here to have the indoor facility, which helps us. Now, we still have to monitor wet bulb. We still have to record it. And just because we have the indoor doesn't mean it goes away. So there are still times where, even in the indoor, we hit certain zones that require certain water breaks and things like that. But we're nowhere near the blackout to where we can't practice. So So we're going to be able to get work every day. We might have to make some changes, and here's the thing. Everything UIL has done up to this point, it really and truly is for the betterment of the student athletes. Sometimes it inconveniences us as coaches, so we make a bigger deal about it than what it really is. But as you kind of start working through it, it's not really a big deal. And you got to think in a month from now, it's going to be a non-issue until you circle back around to baseball and softball late in the year, because you're not going to get to those heat index numbers. But at the same time, UIL has allowed us to do some things the last few years since COVID in the summer that they never did in the history of high school sports, and that is skill development each day that you have strength and conditioning. So when you utilize that time in the summer, some of the other restraints in the fall do not pose as big of a limitation because you were smart about your time in the summer as well. So there's been some give and take, but I can honestly say everything that Ray Zapata and UIL have done here lately is really for the betterment of our kids, and it's going to make our game better.
Very good. Well, and then you get into scrimmages. You had the White House and Gilmer. What did you see out of those?
I saw a lot of growth from week 1 to week 2 in the 2 scrimmages. I thought we performed well in both. We moved the ball well in both. Defensively played better in the second one. So I think we saw the things you always want to see in scrimmages. We saw growth from one to the next. The first one, the kids get very antsy because they go against each other for 2 weeks, and then they finally get to go against somebody else. And so then they see where they're really at, and then the next week in practice, you're able to kind of pinpoint some things and get ready for the next one. And so the fact that we saw the growth that we saw from 1 to 2 versus the caliber of opponents that we had, I think we're in a good spot. So we've got some kids that have really stepped up and accepted the challenge. Like I said, we've got some seniors from last year's group that were very talented, playing at the next level, leadership. Like, we had some holes we had to fill, but we've got kids stepping up into those roles, and up to this point have done a really good job.
Leads us up to the season opener against Carthage, and we're going to take a break and come back and continue with the program in just a moment.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings each Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Meeks will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game nights, get great food at the Booster Club concession stand, as well as all your Henderson Lions gear at the Booster Club merchandise trailer. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Back once again here with Henderson football coach Ricky Meeks as the Lions get set to take on Carthage here in this season opener. It's a contest that you wanted to play. The Carthage wanted to play it, I'm sure, and here we go.
That's it. I think this is a great game for our kids. More so, it's a great game for our communities. But, when you're a part of the district that we're a part of, we've got to play games in non-district to see where we're at, to get our kids in environments that, where there's some tension in the air. Like our kids have got to be put in situations to where we can perform when it really matters when district rolls around. So, in the big scheme of things, the best part about this game is it has no bearing on the playoffs, has no bearing on district standings, nothing. It's a game for us to play a very, very, very quality opponent, a team that, since Coach Surratt has got there, has just experienced nothing but success. And our kids need to be a part of that. They need to play in those games. And then you look back at the history of the two communities. I mean, it's a big-time rivalry, and it's a game that needs to be played. So zero hesitation on our end of putting this one on the schedule. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that reached out to Coach Surratt right after I got the job and just said, this is a game we've got to get back on the schedule, which no hesitation on their part because they can't find games. They don't even have a full schedule this year. So anyway, I'm excited about it. I think our kids are excited about it. I think they've had a little more excitement in practice this week after we scrimmaged the way we did against Gilmer. Part of it, or really about 75% of it, is going to be mental for our kids and getting them to understand that they do belong, and just go play. You got to play the person across from you. You're not playing a name across the chest. So can't get psyched out before we ever get to Friday.
Well, and over the years you've played Carthage plenty. So do they change what they do depending on personnel, or are you going to get the same Carthage team year year after year?
I think we're going to get the same Carthage team. They've been fortunate to have the same type personnel really and truly since he's been there. And Coach Surratt has done a good job offensively of building it around, the kids that are there playing. And, so however they end up there and whatever that looks like, he does a good job of helping them be successful. Defensively, they've shown a couple different things over the years. Now that's going to be personnel driven, but at the end of the day, they're still pretty much doing what they did, and Coach Preston keeps that pretty consistent year in and year out. So, they're going to present some problems, and they've had to replace a lot of seniors. This isn't the first time they've had to replace seniors. They just continue to rebuild and do those things. So I know they had a big senior class last year, but once again, it's not the first time they've had a big senior class. So, but they are going to have some kids really step up in some key places. They only were able to have one scrimmage. They didn't have two. So, there's some things there where if we can show up in the right mindset and be ready to play from the jump, we potentially could cause some issues early in the game.
Well, plus the fact that you and many on your coaching staff have played them over the years, so chances are you're not really going to get caught off guard by too much, are you?
No, sir. No, we know what they're going to do, and they're a type of offense. They motion and shift almost every snap. They're going to get in every possible formation. They force your kids to think on the fly, which is part of the brilliance behind what he does offensively. And you make 15, 16, 17-year-olds have to adjust and not just line up and see something and then go play. They're going to line up in something. They're going to move to something else. They're going to make you check and adjust and make you be solid on all of your adjustments the whole game. And that's how he's always been. So yes, we have a good understanding of kind of that philosophy and trying to get it taught. And we know the problems that they're going to give us on Friday, and we've got to go execute.
Well, I guess one of the best things, you're playing them in week 1, not in week 10. So, and for your guys, like you say, it's good competition, it's good experience, and just get out there and put the effort out and see what happens.
Absolutely. And, at the end of the day, I think we're in a win-win situation no matter what. Like, this is a game we need to go play. We need to see where we're at. We need to see where we improve. You're right. We do get them week 1 and not later in the season where their new starters have time to mature and get better and play on Friday nights. Once again, they're teenagers too. They're going to be excited. They're going to be nervous. They're going to make mistakes. It's just going to come down to, who makes the least, who takes care of the football. Turnovers can't become a big part of the game. Penalties can't become a big part of the game. And so, they're coming over here with teenagers too. I think we can do some things to put them in some conflicts, and we just got to go execute.
Plus, your schedule. My goodness, I don't know who put this thing together, but you got a lot of playoff teams on your schedule.
We got a lot. I guess I don't know what I was thinking as I was agreeing to play different people, but why not? Like, let's go play. It's a game. Let's go compete. I'm not scared of competition. Let's go rock and roll. So, I just need my mentality to bleed over to our kids a little bit, and nameless, faceless opponents every week, and just go compete.
Let's step aside and take a break. We're back in just a moment.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings each Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Meeks will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game nights, get great food at the Booster Club concession stand, as well as all your Henderson Lions gear at the Booster Club merchandise trailer. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Back once again here with Henderson head football coach Ricky Meeks as the Lions get set to take on the Carthage Bulldogs start the season. Okay, so if I was ever doing a documentary or a book or whatever on the relationship of coach-son thing, I don't need to look any further in this game. Between you and Coach Surratt, you guys know all there is to know, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty cool experience.
Do you ever talk about that?
Me and Scott?
Anybody. I mean, I've known lots of coaches that were the head coach and the player's son. Do y'all ever talk about that?
It is something that a lot of us do talk about, and I try to take the advice from them that they pass down. And, I think a lot of times you take for granted that, your child is one of the players because you're so invested in all the kids within the team that you maybe don't take a step back and really cherish that moment that you have with your own. And that's kind of what's been passed down to me up to this point, with me having my oldest now. At the point that he's, I know he played some last year, but it's kind of a little bit different now this year. But that's the thing. All of them say, just you better make sure you enjoy it with your own, because before you know it, they're graduated, and I get it, because I did get to experience it as a kid as well, because I played for my dad, and so I truly understand it, and the fact that Blake's already a 10th grader, you just look back at that, and it's it just goes fast, and then right behind him I got an 8th grader, and so anyway, I'm trying to really cherish that, trying to really make sure, I keep family in the forefront, even with my own personal coaches. They have younger kids, and their kids are involved in things, and I want them to be present. I don't want a game to take away from somebody's family, and so, we got a job to do, but also try to help as much as I can to balance that, and maybe I have a better appreciation of that now that Blake's where he's at, to where I can help other coaches as well. But it's a pretty unique experience.
Yeah, well, I know he just finished off his 3-year run. You're about to start what hopefully will end up being a 3-year run, so it's fascinating how it all works out. Season opener for you guys, other than alignment and assignment and execution and things like that, what's the main thing you want to get out of this first game?
I want our kids to go play with confidence. I want them to, from the jump, go play like they feel like they belong on the field, and what happens after 4 quarters happens. I think if they'll go do that, then I think really good things are going to happen for them. But also, too, if we end up on the wrong side of it, we can evaluate and make adjustments and go get ready for the next one. If we play timid and we play like we're unsure, and then all of a sudden play hard late in the game, that doesn't do us any good. We're not going to grow from that. So I want our kids to just play their tails off from the get-go, and we know early on mistakes are going to happen. We got to eliminate turnovers and penalties. If we can do that and play hard, then I feel like we're going to be in a really good spot late in the game where we have a chance. And so that's number one thing that we've talked to them about all week. And if we can do that, I'll be pleased with whatever happens on Friday night.
Fantastic. Well, great to be back again. Good to see you, and looking forward to the upcoming season.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You've been listening to the Henderson Lions Football Coaches Show, presented by the Henderson Football Booster Club. Stay with us now for live coverage of Henderson Lions football, right here on KWRD and E-Tex Radio Group Station.
If you live in a rural area, you also know that the power can go out for days or even weeks after a storm. Not only do you need your propane for heating, cooking, you need it for your generator. So if you're already set up for propane or would like to know more, call Gas and Supply. We can fill the large tanks for your home and farm, even have propane tanks available for lease. We can also fill up your gas grill cylinders. Call Gas and Supply 903-657-9166. 903-657-9166. Red Hot Summer Sale is going on now at Blue Brothers Portable Buildings in Carthage. All General Shelter portable buildings on the lots are discounted 15 to 35% off. Build your own custom portable building and get 10% off with free delivery. Rent to own available. No credit check. Get your General Shelters portable building today from Blue Brothers, your authorized General Shelters dealer in East Texas. Blue Brothers, Highway 64 in the Loop in Henderson. 903-657-2740. 643. The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings each Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Meeks will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game nights, get great food at the Booster Club concession stand, as well as all your Henderson Lions gear at the Booster Club merchandise trailer. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
In life, people make the difference at home, business, and church. Wayne Griffith and his staff at Griffith's Towing is always on point with supporting the communities and always making a difference. Roadside assistance, flatbed service, towing service, and recovery is welcomed in those times of need, and Griffith's Towing has been the go-to in Henderson, Rusk County, and beyond. At Griffith's Towing, people make the difference. Call them at 903-947-6437.
It's time for Henderson Lions football. Henderson Football is a sports presentation of the E-Tex Radio Group and KWRD, with broadcast rights granted by the Henderson Independent School District. Tonight's game is on KWRD 1470 and 98.5 and is being streamed online at KWRD985.com. You can also watch the game on the KWRD Facebook page and the Henderson ISD website. Henderson Football is brought to you by
Gas and Supply, General Shelters, Ballou Brothers Henderson, Griffith's Towing, LLC, SNN Cleaners, MTC, Wallace & Sons Wrecker Service, Cook & Son Roofing, Mills Cycles, Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service, East Tex Telephone, Bulldog Built, Shawnee AC, J&B Security, A1 Roofing Contractors, Star Laundry Service, and the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Now for tonight's game. Let's go out to the stadium. Here's Mark McLain.
And we are here at Lions Stadium getting set for the start of the 2026 high school football season. Henderson Lions playing host to the Carthage Bulldogs here this evening. Mark McLain here. Jason Martin hanging out on the camera. Ken White back with us again on our video controls. And my goodness, a Michael Searcy sighting tonight here in the broadcast booth. How in the world are you?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
You have toys to describe to the folks throughout the broadcast tonight, especially for those of you checking out our video presentation on the KWRD YouTube page and Facebook page?
We're playing with a new scoreboard and new stat graphics and a little bit of stuff we debuted last year, but all in all, still most of the same stuff, but just some new looks.
All right, very good. Well, we'll look forward to that throughout the evening here tonight as well. Here at the Lions Stadium, my goodness, on this Veterans Night here, got a lot going on here with Henderson and Carthage. Of course, Carthage, two-time defending state champs, always a fine team that they will have, but at least we're playing them in game one, so that's a good thing to start off the season. I think we are just in time here for our national anthem prior.
School songs.
Oh, we get school songs. Okay. So we get Henderson and Carthage. Of course, Lions coming off of the 5 year last year, not making the playoffs and trying to rectify that situation. New turf, new flags all over the place, new banners around the stadium. So a serious facelift over the course of the summer. And so really a beautiful setting here. Warm night, to say the least, but a beautiful setting for high school football here on opening night. For Henderson and Carthage, a rivalry to an extent, yeah, because they were in district with each other for so many years. Haven't played since 2019. Michael, I'm assuming you were there that last game.
I was.
Oh, okay. All right. The last few games, that last one back on November 1st of 2019, when Carthage's way 34-14. But over the years, there have been some interesting matchups. We're going all the way back to 1925, Michael. They played twice that year. Tied both games.
Started off bitter.
Yeah, just started from right there and then just came on through the years, but played a couple of times in 2016 in regular season and then again in the third round of the playoffs. So the history is there. They've played for some 80-plus times.
Well, that 2016 game was the de facto state title game. After they came back in the fourth quarter and won that one, the rest of the way was smooth sailing.
Yeah. So it's just been a long, drawn-out, like I say, over 80 games series. It's been played for a long, long time, and but it's the first time since 2019, and so looking forward to this one here tonight. Lions do lead the series, if you will. Lions won 40 of the games. Carthage 36. There's been the 4 ties, including that first 2 ties in 1925. So there's been those, but Carthage, to say the least, has had quite the program over the last 19 years as Scott Surratt starts his 20th season as their head coach. He is 250-31 in his record. He has appeared in 11 state championship games and never lost one of them. That's just nuts. I've known a lot of great coaches over my career. That is ridiculous. But
it's a standard that's unmatched, and we won't ever see it again.
Yeah. Carthage 721, 368, and 40 all time. Lions come in here tonight. They're 601, 443, and 54 all time. Of course, Ricky Meeks in his second season as the head coach and trying to did a fine job last year of going in the right direction, but came up short in some of those key district games that had you knocked out of the playoffs at 5-5, and we'll try and do it again this year here at Henderson and Lions Stadium. So looking forward to this one here tonight. Great crowd on hand for a season opener, and I guess for a lot of folks, you want to make a big deal out of the whole Carthage-Henderson thing, even though they hadn't played in 6 years or so. Main thing is it's a season-opening game. It's great competition from a Henderson standpoint. Played the 2-time defending champs. Play hard, do the best you can, see what you've got, and go from there.
Yeah, for a season opener, I mean, what a great measuring stick against the best of the best.
Yeah. Henderson Lions taking the field in some blue uniforms and decking out, breaking out the white headgear this year as they take the field here for the first time this season. Great crowd on hand all the way around, and got some pregame activities going on here tonight on this Veterans Night as we have some veterans lined up out on the field as we'll recognize them here in just a moment. Have our anthem and get ready for the start of this 2026 season. I believe we have a video presentation that we're going to show here real fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Henderson ISD and our community partners at Sadler Smokehouse and Hormel Foods invite you to join us in recognizing some very special guests. Tonight, we are honored to welcome the veterans of the United States Armed Forces who are joining us on the field. These men and women answered the call to serve our nation. They represent different generations, different branches of service, different experiences, but they share a common commitment to something greater than themselves. Please turn your attention to the scoreboard as Sadler Smokehouse and Hormel Foods have prepared a special video tribute honoring the service and commitment of America's veterans. The service, sacrifice, and dedication of these men and women have helped protect freedoms we enjoy every day, including the freedom to gather together as a community on Friday night like this one. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join our players in showing your appreciation to these men and women who have served our country? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to honor America as the national anthem is played by the Henderson High School Marching Band under the direction of Craig Haney.
Right and roll. Watch. 1, 2.
So we get a little closer here to the start of the season opener here tonight with the Henderson Lions and the Carthage Bulldogs, as we have just a few more pregame activities to go here this evening.
Dear Lord, thank you so much for the opportunity to gather here tonight to kick off our 2026 football season. I pray for safety over the players and all involved, for good sportsmanship and traveling graces after the game. Thank you for our veterans who so heroically fought to maintain our freedoms. Lord, we are eternally grateful for your love, sacrifice, and mercy in our lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, Michael, every time I think we're getting closer to the start of the game, something else happens. So
we didn't quite get the script.
Well, I probably did. That's the deal. We've been sitting here for hours. I probably did have the script. I just haven't paid attention to it.
And we have been up here for 6.5 hours.
It's been a while. Partly cloudy, 95 as we get set to start this contest here this evening. Not much of a wind at all. Very little breeze, if any at all. 34% on the humidity. So, I asked the officials earlier this evening, are y'all going to provide hydration breaks a term that became very familiar with the World Cup. Probably not. Maybe a little bit. Extended timeouts, I think, was the term that was used. As we had the coin toss out at the middle of the field. Henderson in their blue uniforms tonight, blue jerseys, blue pants, white headgear. Carthage
elects to receive the football.
Yeah, so Carthage, they want to get that offense on the field first and see what they've got and see what they can do, as they will come out in the all whites tonight with the white jerseys, white pants, white helmets. And an interesting contrast. We talked with Ricky Meeks in pregame earlier about it. Here with Blake Meeks at quarterback, a sophomore, starting a 3-year run, hopefully injury-free, so we'll go on for 3 years. Coach Surratt starting a first new quarterback in 3 years, because his son was the quarterback for the last 3 years. Jacob Dixon takes over tonight, so an interesting contrast, and I'm sure from a Carthage offensive standpoint, I want to get their offense out on the field and see what they can do.
Spend all summer in the start of fall camp. It's all about fundamentals and execution. Now, for the first time other than the scrimmages, you get to line up and hit somebody else wearing a different uniform.
And not just any uniform. From a Henderson standpoint, it's those guys wearing the Carthage uniform. And that usually means a little something to them.
Back deep to return to kick off, number 1, J.D. Edwards, and number 3, Jace Harris.
So I believe we are ready to get this contest underway here tonight. And for Henderson, a high kickoff over to the far side of the field. Carthage will bring it back out to about the 38-yard line, and that is where we'll set up shop. 11:55 to go here in this first quarter. And Carthage will have the football at their own 39, going left to right as we look at them. Jacob Dixon, junior quarterback, as Carthage set 2 backs in the backfield to his left. Motion across the backfield, passes swing out of the backfield over on the far side, and stepping out of bounds, J.D. Edwards, a 5'10 junior, making the reception and getting up to the 44-yard line. So we are just underway here tonight. Season opener, no score. Carthage with the football at their own 44. Dixon will load the offense to the right side now. The running play goes straight ahead, past midfield into Henderson territory and down to about the 40-yard line. First down for Carthage as they get the football down to the 39-yard line. Brandon Walker out here at the near corner. Defensively for Henderson, trying to set the rest of that defense for you here in just a moment, as football's at the Henderson 39-yard line. Dixon motion out of the backfield, swing pass out of the backfield as well. Coming near side, ball carrier jukes a couple of Henderson defenders back to the middle of the field, split a couple of defenders, and take it off over on the far side of the field. Kind of a hog-tied tackle. I'm not sure we saw a flag on that or not, and if it not, then all the better for Henderson. But inside the 10 was Jace Harris. Harris caught the pass here on the near side and took it all the way back across the field and was tackled, and they'll mark him down at the 8-yard line. That will be a gain of some 30 yards.
31.
So first and goal situation for Carthage. One receiver far side, one here to the near side. They operate from the far side hash mark, running play straight ahead, and not much resistance there for Javon Landers, who takes it in for the Carthage touchdown. So with 10:26 to go in this first quarter. Eight-yard touchdown run for Landers. And we have our first score of this season. Jesus Lopez will attempt the extra point, and his kick is good. So we have a timeout on the field here as Carthage takes the opening kickoff, and well, if there was any question at all as to what they had offensively with all the new players on the field, they answered that pretty fast by trotting the ball right down the field and taking it in for the 8-yard touchdown run, with Landers getting the run and the score, and Carthage leading this ball game by a 7-0 score. We have 10:26 to go in this first quarter. We'll step aside, take a quick break. Back here in just a moment. This is Henderson football, KWRD 1470, 98.5, and E-Tex radio group stations.
Since 1965, Cook & Son Roofing has been the local, reliable company helping folks with roofs, gutters, and ventilation. From new construction to remodels, even providing 24-hour emergency roof repairs from storm damage. They have a relationship with all the local insurance companies, so they understand how to assist you in the process, making it easier for you in times when you need it the most. Find them at cookandsonroofing.com. For a roof well done, call Cook & Son, 903-655-0997.
Carthage will kick off after the scoring play. So Henderson will have it offensively for the first time tonight, the first time this season. High kick taken at about the 21-yard line for the Lions. Coming across the middle of the field, up past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That was Jaden Lockett on the return. So with 10:19 to go in this first quarter, Henderson Lions will land the football for the first time tonight, first time this season. They will start the drive at their own 34-yard line. Blake Meeks, sophomore, 6'3", 195-pounder. Operates from under center. Motion across the backfield for Braylon Walker. He will get the sweep handoff. And Walker up past the 45 to the 48-yard line for a nice gain on the play. Down to 48. Good 13, 14-yard gain. Got to be careful. You're keeping stats over there, right, Michael?
Yeah.
So you're, if I'm a yard off, you're going to let me know?
I will let you know. 14-yard run and a first down.
Thank you. So first down it is for Henderson, going right to left as we look at him. Two receivers near side, one to the far side. A little swing pass, and this one is incomplete. Pass intended for Jaden Bishop, and Bishop took a big hit from Ethan Portley, linebacker. Stops the clock with 9:54 to go in this first quarter. Carthage leading the ball game by a 7-0 score. I just hope, I want a good game, a good competitive game. I just don't want a game that's going till midnight like some of those Thursday night games did last night. Pine Tree, Gilmer, Pittsburgh, Liberty Ilo, just scoring fest like crazy last night. penalty flag down. We'll hear from our official here in just a moment.
Ball start, number 64 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
That is Steve O'Neill. Stephen O'Neill leading up the Tyler chapter of officials tonight. He is a referee. Jeff Jenkins, the umpire. Jason Hastings, the line judge. Jacob Woden, the head linesman. Brett Moore, back judge. Nick Williams, side judge. Field judge, Jacoby Bogue. And with the officials shortage, they had a game last night, and here they are tonight. Meeks back to pass, trying to set up a screen. Gets it out here to Bishop. Big Bishop past midfield into Carthage territory, down to the 40-yard line. Nice gain on the play, and a Henderson first down at the Carthage 41. Well, for Jaden Bishop, 6'1" senior, saw a lot of playing time the last couple of years, but he was also playing behind Justin Starling, and that will get you some playing time, but it'll also keep you on the bench a lot.
Mark, what do we have on that reception? How many yards?
Let's see, we got down to the 41, so I'm looking at 17.
17 looks pretty good to me.
Here's Meeks. Back to pass, launches one downfield, double coverage, and a pass that's incomplete. Thought for a second that the Henderson receiver was going to somehow come out of there with the ball, but it just didn't quite happen.
Number 72 of the defense. It'll be penalized 15 yards from the previous spot. Includes an automatic first down.
Big penalty.
Cooper Crawford with the roughing the passer call there. I believe that previous pass, I do believe, was intended for Amaz Jackson. But the Lions do get a first down out of the deal, down to the 26-yard line. Henderson near side hash mark, 7-0. Carthage leads. Delayed handoff to Bishop. Bishop runs into a defender, runs into his own lineman, keeps the legs churning, and gets what he can, which amounts to about a half a yard at best, maybe. 25-yard line. Right there at the Red Lion on the field. Get new turf. I want to say recently installed, but I'm not sure that that's fair assessment. They finished this week.
Yeah, recent is a very accurate description. This down to the wire.
This tonight is both teams are on it for the first time ever. Fake handoff to Bishop, pass toward the end zone intended for Braylon Walker, and again double coverage for Carthage. So they are playing double coverage very much on the Henderson receivers. But yeah, neither team has had a chance. Well, certainly not Carthage, but Henderson hadn't had much of a chance to walk this field either. So both teams are playing on this new turf for the first time tonight. But it looks great. Great crowd here tonight. Here in this first quarter a service of Gas and Supply and Wallace and Sons. And
timeout of the half.
Lions will call for a timeout, their first of the half. So with that, we'll step aside and take a break. It is Carthage 7, Henderson nothing. We have 8:14 to go in this first quarter. Back here in just a moment, Henderson football, KWRD 1470, 98.5, E-Tex Radio Group Station.
In Lions country, we know what it means to lead. On the field, on the court, and out on the open road. If your motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side isn't performing like a starter, it's time for a tune-up. Bill Cycles in Henderson has been keeping East Texas riders game ready since 1982. Carb tires, brakes, full season prep, we get your machine running fast, tight, and ready to take the lead. Bill Cycles, the hometown shop that keeps Lions country up front. Just off the Star on Highway 64, 903-657-2775.
Mark McLain, Michael Searcy, Jason Martin, Ken White. We are all here at Lions Stadium. Jason can actually hear the broadcast this year.
That's what that 6 hours of prep work did for us.
Say, Michael, you have been busy. After the timeout, we go back to play. Here is Meeks. Puts a shoulder down, gets what he can as he got surrounded by white jersey Carthage Bulldogs at the 22-yard line.
And that run looks like it's going to be all for naught. Looks like we got a hold.
Holding. Offense, number 55. There'll be a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains third down.
Indeed. So bring that one back. Again, 7-0. Carthage leads the ball game. Landers' 8-yard touchdown run came with 10:26 to go in this first quarter. First quarter again tonight. It's the service of Gas and Supply. Wallace & Sons Wrecker Service. As we are moving right along here. Back to the line of scrimmage. Meeks, shotgun snap, rolls out to his right, looks downfield, fires a pass. Nicely done to the 17-yard line. Catch made right there on the spot. Defender makes an immediate hit. Amaz Jackson makes the reception. Nicely done for Henderson, and a nice pass from Blake Meeks. Gets down to the 18. And it'll be first down to Henderson.
Well, it's 4th and 2.
Oh, okay.
Be a first down if we didn't have that holding call.
I would like for it to be a first down. 4th and 2. All right, Lions will line up and go for it. It'll be a handoff to the fullback straight ahead. That is going to be Mike Russell. And Russell, his first carry of the season for the sophomore. And he lined up tight right behind Meeks. Took the quick handoff and burst his way through the line of scrimmage and down to the 10-yard line, just inside the 10, 1st and goal. How about that?
9 yards of power football.
Back to the line of scrimmage again, same formation, but this time penalty a whistle before the play starts. And we do have a flag over on the far side of the field.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 45 of the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Well, Stephen O'Neal is getting a lot of airtime here tonight, just on this drive. 6:41 to go, first quarter. Football's going to be moved back to the 14. $7-0 Carthage lead. Seriously, Michael, we've been sitting out here for hours. It's going to take me most of this game to work out the bugs, I think.
There's a lot of rust.
Knock the rust off. That's right. Here is Meeks getting dropped for a loss back to the 20-yard line. I thought if I came out here and sat all afternoon, I'd be ready to go. And then the game started. Been playing catch-up ever since. It is a second down situation for Henderson back at the 20-yard line.
2nd and goal.
From the shotgun, Meeks fakes a handoff, passes across the middle of the field. Pass was high, though. Well, a pass intended for Aiden Perry over his head.
Perry had the inside leverage, but the ball a little bit hot and a little high.
Going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 20. Again, Carthage leading the ball game by a 7-0 score. Season opener for both these teams, and again, first time that they've played in a while. 3 receivers near side for Henderson. Lions operate from the far side hash mark. Meeks looks to his left, now looking to his right, running toward the Carthage sideline, lofts it toward the end zone, and it is incomplete, out of bounds. So it's going to bring a fourth down situation and brings on Ivan Navarro to attempt a field goal. And as I recall, Navarro kicked a field goal on Henderson's first possession way back when he was a sophomore. He is a 3-year kicker. Ball will be put down at the 27, a 37-yard attempt from the far side hash mark. Good snap from center. Navarro's kick is on the way, and it is good. Well, for Henderson, Ivan Navarro is, like I say, he's a 3-year kicker for you. He is a weapon, and I would put him to use every chance you get. 5 minutes, 28 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's now Carthage 7, Henderson 3. We'll step aside, take a break. Back here in just a moment. Henderson football, KWRD 1470, 98.5, and E-Tex Radio Group Station.
S&N Cleaners and Laundry Service in Henderson is the only full-service in-house dry cleaners in Russ County. That means that your clothes stay right where you drop them off. Quick turnarounds for your shirts, pants, dresses, suits, and even your bedding like comforters. S&N Cleaners and Laundry for all your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Go see Wayne and his staff for great service and great value. S&N Cleaners, 215 East Fordall in Henderson. See them on Facebook or call 903-657-4545 today.
Management Training Corporation is hiring. They offer highly competitive pay, excellent promotional opportunities, MTC college tuition reimbursement, paid internships towards a career in substance abuse counseling. MTC offers 401k, health insurance, dental insurance, vision coverage, and finally, paid time off, including holidays. This is the game-changing career you've been looking for. Apply at mtcjobs.com and make the first step of your new career.
7-3, Carthage lead. Navarro kickoff, high, short kick taken at the 30. Carthage, no fair catch here. Bulldogs running back out past the 40, get a push past the 45, up to about the 48-yard line. So Carthage going to have decent field position to start their second drive of the night. 5:16 to go in this first quarter. Football's going to be spotted at the Carthage 48.
Made by number 3, Justin Howard.
So it's 7-3 our score. Both teams scoring on their first possessions of the season.
Henderson a 4-minute 58 drive there to get the 3 points.
A beautiful night, partly cloudy. 95 at game time, maybe a degree less than that. Have to get the weather report from Jason out there. He says it's hot. I agree.
Calls their first timeout of the half.
All right, Carthage has called for a timeout before they ever run a play in this drive. So with that, we'll step aside again here for just a moment. 5:16 to go in this first quarter. It is Carthage 7, Henderson 3. Henderson football, KWRD 1470, 98.5, and E-Tex Radio Group Station.
For 25 years now, A1 Roofing Contractor has served the Henderson-Carthage area. Call us today at 903-657-5126. Remember, we will beat any written bid, and if you have storm damage, we can help you file a claim. After 25 years, we have outstanding relationships with all of our local insurance agents. Call us today at 903-657-5126. A1 Roofing Contractor.
5:16 to go in this first quarter. So Carthage, after the timeout, up to the line of scrimmage. Dixon will take the snap from center, hands off. Nice defensive play by Henderson right at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage to figure that play out as Justin Howard came crashing through to make the tackle. Thought we were going to have a little discussion on the field. Apparently not. It is just second down.
Carthage lineman lost his helmet down the field.
So he
gets to sit out a play.
Take a break for a play.
That's a hydration break.
Cooper Walters is their center. Cason Witten, Caden Gordon, Coley Courtney, Vernon Pittman across their front line. Get Dixon, the quarterback. A variety of backs and receivers. Motion across the backfield and a quick handoff to J.D. Edwards. Edwards coming near side, shakes a couple of tackles, and finally is run out of bounds by Henderson in the Henderson bench area. Football's going to get down to the 36-yard line. A little bit of a shove out of bounds at the end of the play. I was wondering, that's one thing about it, the games on Thursday night, so many of them last night, you get a chance to kind of look at some of those and see what's going on. Officials this year apparently are calling post-play contact very quickly. I saw it several times last night in different games. Here's Dixon back to pass downfield, man wide open at the 7-yard line. Catch made, lunging to the end zone, and a touchdown for the Carthage Bulldogs. So Dixon to Edwards. .407 to go in this first quarter. Some distance on that, Mike.
That was a 37-yard touchdown pass.
Alrighty. Extra point kick from Jesus Lopez is up and good. Well, Lions were looking good on defense there for a moment, and then all of a sudden, Dixon to Edwards, and Edwards was just a little bit open.
Yeah, got in between the secondary, got in between the split behind the safety. Just an easy pitch and catch.
So 14-3, Carthage, that is our score. As Carthage has had the football twice, they have scored twice. And for Henderson now, you've kind of get in that mode where you're playing catch up, and that could be a tough thing. But we'll see how it goes. East Tex Telephone Cooperative provides high-speed internet, phone service, and security systems. Been doing that for over 75 years. 903-854-1000 is their number. Probably not internet for 75 years, Michael.
Not quite.
Carthage kickoff taken at the 24 by Henderson. Lions ball carrier gets spun around right at about the 30. So that's where Lions will start the drive at the 30-yard line. .402 to go in this first quarter. Get 14-3. Carthage lead, and well, I mean, there's still a lot of game to go. But if you're a Houston Texans fan like I am, you have seen trading touchdowns for field goals for many years. Doesn't add up very well. So we'll see what the Lions can do on the drive here. Hand off to Bishop. Bishop trying to get ahead of steam going behind that offensive line, and we'll get it past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Number 20, Hayden Bagley.
So a quick 3-yard gain there. Kalen Stein, Grayson Herrera, Zayden Castleberry, Devin Perry, DeKalen Pelham across that offensive line for Henderson. Hunter Schwetman across the backfield in motion as the H-back. Meeks waits for the shotgun snap, and as he waited, Jaden Bishop lost his balance. And procedure call for
false start, number 22 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, the longer Meeks waited for the snap from center, Bishop leaned forward and ended up costing the Lions 5, back to the 28-yard line. .309 to go in this first quarter. Here's Meeks back to pass, fires near side, and the pass high, intended for Braylon Walker at the 35.
Pass intended for number 1, Braylon Walker, incomplete.
Yeah, good throw on the out route, just a tad bit high for Walker, but Carthage giving a lot of space on the coverage. You got to execute those when you get the chance.
Yeah, for Blake Meeks, he had that one really fine throw to Jackson on the last drive. Some of the other throws have been a little high so far. I'm sure Carthage defensive line of Smith, Crawford, Kendall, and Adams have a little something to do with that. As now, it is a 3rd and 12 situation.
Didn't get the snap off in time.
Goodness.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, the 5-yard penalty, it remains 3rd down.
Well, and for Ricky Meeks, a little upset over on the sideline, one of not getting the snap off. But, you know, to his credit, for me anyway, at least he didn't waste a timeout.
Right.
I hate that when they have to waste a timeout in a situation like that. Just take your 5 yards and try and recover. Football back to the 22. And Meeks is just going to be swarmed under back at the 11-yard line. Carthage defenders, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing about 6 or 7 white jerseys. They were all in the Henderson backfield. So we will see our first Henderson punt of the season. And I believe it's going to be Blake Meeks doing the punting, and he's going to have to stand in his own end zone. But I think the Lions are also short of somebody on the field.
Oh, they've got 11.
Do they? Okay. It's a huge gap between center and guard. Almost thought we'd forgotten somebody. Kick, fair catch, taken out at the 40-yard line. Mark it at the 41 for the Carthage offense to start the drive as the field position is tilted drastically all of a sudden.
41-yard line, first down and 10, Carthage.
2:10 to go in this first quarter. To just me, or does this seem like an awfully long first quarter? 14-3. It's not like it's 35-30, but it just seems like a long first quarter.
It was a slow start.
Oh, is that what it was?
Slow start.
From the 41. Jacob Dixon, the quarterback, has Carthage set at the 41-yard line. Penalty flag flies as he drops back to pass to set up a screen pass. Pass is complete. to Jaden Jeffers. Jeffers gets inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. His first reception of the night. But again, we do have the penalty flag down.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield at the snap. It'll be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
So Lions will thank Carthage for that gift. As Jeffries, 6'2" senior. And of all the players that Carthage has, as far as a running back or a quarterback and all the great players that they've had over the years, he's the one that they're really touting to have a great senior season. And that was his first catch of the night, but it comes back. Under center this time for Dixon. Everything loaded to the left side of the formation, and the pitch goes that direction. Javon Landers on the carry, and Landers will get down to about the 30-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. They'll end up bringing the ball back to the 32. Carthage quickly back to the line of scrimmage, ready to go once again. This time pitch to Landers coming near side. Sidesteps a tackler, breaks another tackle, gets inside the 20 down to the 16. Russell runs him out of bounds. Also Hunter Schwetman in on the tackle. But the football gets all the way down to the 16-yard line for about a 16-yard gain.
Mike Russell.
We have 1:03 to go in this first quarter. Carthage operating from the near side hash mark as they go left to right. Dixon back to pass, looks left, throws left. Defender fell down and incomplete. Braylon Walker on the coverage over there in the far corner. Thought there for a second when Walker fell down that was going to give the intended receiver ample opportunity to catch the ball, but he did not. I believe it was Anthony Kroll, the intended receiver. So, going to bring up second down situation for Carthage. Motion across the backfield, hand off to Landers, starts right, cuts back left, gets hit hard at the 12-yard line, driven back a yard or so. Well, officials showing quite a bit of restraint here with some extra activity down the field. Or last night I was seeing flags thrown for much less than that. Anyway, Carthage back to line of scrimmage. Pitch to Landers around left end, and he pushes for the end zone and did not get there, but he's awful close.
Oh, flags. Lots of late flags.
Well, previous play might have tested the officiating crew's patience a little too long. So we'll get the call here. Stephen O'Neill in just a moment. Maybe. Here we go.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play is over, I have offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. Unsportsmanlike conduct number 24, unsportsmanlike conduct number 5. Correction. Number 5, number 24.
All right. Jake Jeffries, Mike Hall, making dinner reservations for later tonight. But the result of the play got down to the 1-yard line, so that's where Carthage has it. First and goal from the 1. Dixon turns, heads off, running play straight ahead, and it is an easy Carthage touchdown. Fullback dive straight ahead. Kingston Jones, I believe, on the carry that time for Carthage. And the Bulldogs extend their lead 20-3 with the extra point kick coming up. Jones, 5'10" junior, on that run. Travis Lipsy will hold for Jesus Lopez. And Lopez kick is good, and we have a timeout with only 4 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
4.8 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, now the first quarter has officially become a long first quarter. 21-3 Carthage.
40 minutes since kickoff.
Well, Lions had a promising opening drive, and things have kind of slacked off since then. Meanwhile, Carthage offense, they weren't sure what they were going to have with new quarterback, new running backs, a lot of new players. Had the ball 3 times, they've scored 3 times. I don't think they've slacked off at all, Michael.
5 minutes and 1 second time of possession.
That's all?
That's it.
Wow.
First drive, 1:34. Second drive, 1:21. Third drive, 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
Took Jason longer than that to get up to the press box. (21-3). 4 seconds to go here in this first quarter, and Lopez to kick off for Carthage. And a high kick, it'll come down at about the 19-yard line. Lions back toward the middle of the field. Braylon Walker on the return. Walker spins out of a tackle, gets up to about the 44-yard line. Carthage says he lost the ball and says it's theirs. Have not seen an official indication to agree with that. I do know it's the end of the first quarter, but whose ball is it?
The player was down. So it'll be first down Henderson. That is the end of the first quarter.
Well, took care of that, answered all my questions. End of 1 here tonight in the season opener at Lions Stadium. Carthage, again, they've had the football 3 times. They have scored 3 times. Carthage 21, Henderson 3. Second quarter action comes your way in just a moment. Henderson football here tonight on KWRD 1470, 98.5 and E-Tex Radio Group Station.
Here's Colton Wallace talking about Wallace & Sons Wrecker in Henderson.
I love giving this service. This is what I've always done, and I love it. It makes me feel good that I can take care of somebody when they're in need. If y'all ever feel like y'all are in need of this service, promise you right now, you can call me, and I can come get you anywhere. I service Longview, Kilgore, Jacksonville, Carthage, Marshall, all them areas.
Call 903-657-7271 for Wallace & Son Wrecker Service in Henderson.
At Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service, you can count on technicians who know your vehicle and will repair your vehicle with precise care. Whether it be foreign or domestic, car, truck, or even big rig, Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service will diagnose your problem and seamlessly repair your vehicle's issues. It's time to get that repair done on your vehicle, so be sure to see the pros at Cooper First Automotive and Truck Repair, located at 3486 Highway 79 South in Henderson. Cooper First Automotive is a proud sponsor of Henderson High School sports for the season.
We get set to start this second quarter here tonight, and for the Henderson Lions, now going left to right from their own 44-yard line. On first down, running play coming near side. Amaz Jackson on the carry. Jackson trying to turn the corner and really couldn't. Might get a couple of yards up to about the 47-yard line.
Gain of 4.
Lions.
Nope, they're gonna give him 4 or give him 5. They're giving him 5.
Lions have a player down, and so while that's going on, I will tell you that Bulldog built custom metal fabrication and double diamond flatbed dealer If you could dream it, they could build it. Give Jeff a call at 903-353-4703 for Bulldog built in Henderson. I'll also tell you that Shawnee Air Conditioning, locally owned and operated, heating, ventilating, air conditioning service. Give them a call at Shawnee AC, 903-657-5290. Just starting the second quarter here tonight at Lions Stadium with a great crowd on hand. A beautiful night for opening night of high school football season. Henderson with the football out at their own 49-yard line. Meeks, the quarterback, has them set. Hand off straight ahead to Bishop, and Bishop is spun around and dropped. Fine defensive play made there for Carthage. Andrew Kendall on the tackle.
Making the stop, number 9, Ethan Courtney, and number 44, Andrew Kendall.
Lead the football right there at the 49-yard line. (21-3) Carthage. Finally here in the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Cook & Son Roofing. Meeks from the shotgun, looks to his left, throws the pass, catch made by Aiden Perry. And Perry spins around, tries to get an extra yard or two after he makes the reception, and he will get down to the 45-yard line. That, a quick 5-6 yard gain and a first down. Well, the best pass that Blake Meeks has thrown since earlier in the contest. For Henderson, Mike Russell is in the backfield now. Meeks back to pass once again, and this one is going to be overthrown, intended for Braylon Walker, but Walker was well covered down the far sideline.
Braylon Walker, there are flags on the field.
Laundry somewhere.
So we'll get the call from Stephen O'Neill here in just a moment. I told him when I talked to him pregame that he would be live on the air.
Illegal formation on the offense. The penalty is declined.
I didn't tell him it would be this much. Or he didn't tell me he'd be on this much. One or the other. Football right in front of us at the Carthage 45-yard line. Meeks turns, hands off. Russell on the carry. Russell spins out of a tackle inside the 40, down to about the 35-yard line. Gets a push from his offensive line, and they're going to let the play go all the way down to the 30.
A powerful run by Russell, the second one of the night. This one for 15 yards and a first down.
All right, Mr. Statman, how many yards after contact?
How many yards after contact? It was a line of scrimmage. They were all after contact.
All right.
Touchdown, Henderson.
30-yard line. As the Lions load everybody over here to the near side of the field. Handoff again to Russell, and Russell breaks a tackle inside the 20, 15, down to the 10-yard line. Ridden down over on the far side of the field at the
8. 22 yards on that one.
How about that?
Number 75 of the offense. It's been like 10 yards from the previous 5.
No, maybe not.
That's going to come right off the board.
Holding call on Henderson. That was quickly announced. Well, for Russell, he's a sophomore. played every game last year as at linebacker, played some late in the season at running back. But Ricky Meeks told me last year, he's primarily a running back, but we've just been playing him at linebacker because he's a good athlete, and we kind of had one or two good running backs. But we're seeing a little bit more now of what he can do. Again, a penalty flag down. So we'll get the call on this one here in just a moment, as that flag was right at the inception of the play. 9:07 to go, second quarter. Carthage leads the ball game 21-3.
False start, number 2 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Aiden Perry started a little quickly. Football is at the Carthage 45-yard line. Second quarter of our ball game here tonight. Service of Cook & Son Roofing. For Henderson, up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Meeks under center will turn, hand off Bishop. Bishop got hit hard. He hit the defender hard. Big collision there at the 40-yard line. Good hard running from Jaden Bishop. And no penalty flag, Michael.
Would have been rough if we had gone backwards again.
Listen, I've been asking you about some of these stats that you're keeping over there. We're doing on penalty yardage.
5 penalties for 25 yards.
That's all? It seems like there's been 20 of them. From the 40. It is second down. Fake handoff. Meeks rolls out to his right. Pass, catch. Big hit at the 35. Getting away from the hit, at least for a moment, was Cordavian Walton.
Number 31, Cordavian Walton.
Nice job of making the reception and hanging on to the ball when he got hit. Moves the football to the 34. It's going to bring up third and about 13 for Henderson. Lions need to get down to the 20-yard line for a first down. Fake handoff. Meeks back to pass. Throw.
Ooh, dangerous throw.
Good defense there for Jace Harris. He was right in stride with Aiden Perry. About the time that looked like Perry had a hand on the ball, Harris also had a hand on the ball.
Yeah, the safety followed Meek's eyes on that one, just as J.D. Anthony was coming across on a cross pattern.
Well, as big a fan as I am of Ivan Navarro, I believe we're at the extent of his range here.
Yeah, he'd be at 51 or 52 from here.
And trailing 21-3 against the two-time defending state champs.
Henderson calls their second timeout of the first half.
Might as well go for it. Or certainly call a timeout here now and think about it.
Yeah, this will be a good timeout to mull your options.
So 21-3, Carthage leads it. Carthage, they've had the football 3 times here in the first half. They've scored all 3 times. Henderson got a field goal the first time they had the ball, 37-yarder from Navarro. But that has been it from a Henderson offensive standpoint. Again, for the series, if you will, with these teams, they have played a bunch of times. All the way back to 1925, where they played twice, tied twice that season.
40, 36, and 4.
Yep.
So 80 games.
But
this will be the 81st.
And this is the first one since November 1st of 2019 when Carthage won on their home field that night 34-14. Prior to that, though, Carthage won 34-0 in 2018. 42-17 in 2017, 2016. Henderson got the win that night at Carthage, 36-28. But then Carthage would come back in November and beat Henderson in the playoffs. Here, it's 4th down. We go back to play after the timeout. Little slip screen to Walker, but the more Walker comes toward the middle of the field trying to get away from Carthage defenders, more Carthage defenders surround him and bring him down for short gain or not much gain at all. And it'll be Carthage football. I'm sure in that whole conversation, one of the options had to be trying to pooch it down inside the 5 and see what Carthage could do with the ball at their own goal line, but that did not happen. So here we have 7:19 to go in the first half. And Carthage will start the drive at their own 34-yard line. First down, Dixon rolls out to his right. Lofts one downfield, incomplete at midfield. Pass intended for Jeffries coming across the middle of the field. Henderson had a couple of defenders there. Keep the ball back to the 34-yard line. Second quarter, service of Cook & Son Roofing. Have a lot coming up for you, of course, at our halftime show. The band and Lionette performances. Brian Bowman, our superintendent, our halftime interview guest at halftime tonight. Here the ball ends up over on the Carthage sideline.
Edwards on the catch.
Dixon's pass complete to J.D. Edwards.
Out of bounds, stops the clock with 7:04 to go in the first half.
5-yard gain. 3rd and 5 from the 39.
Far side hash mark is where Carthage has the ball. Henderson jumps off sides. Free play for the Bulldogs. But the throw is out of bounds down the field. I believe Stephen O'Neill could set this one out. We saw what happened there.
Offside.
Defense, number 40. It's a 5-yard penalty that results in a Carthage first down.
I'll let him talk.
It's just the 6th first down for Carthage in the whole game.
Well, again, you were given that time of possession there a few moments ago. They haven't had the ball long. But when they do, they know what to do with it. 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Single back in the backfield. Dixon back to pass, downfield, middle of the field. Jeffries is right there, and he is wide open at the 41. Catch made, tackle made. Jason Salisbury on the tackle, and a good job, a good thing that he did make the tackle. As here's Carthage right back to the line of scrimmage. Swing pass to Edwards on the outside corner. And Edwards gets downfield before he is run out of bounds inside the 25 at about the 24.
Number 1, Edwards.
Like I said, the 27. Moving it back on me. So from the 27-yard line, first down Carthage. Dixon back to pass, looks to his left, fires that direction. Edwards can't hang on this time. At 10-yard line.
Intended for number 1, Edwards. Salisbury on the defense for the Lions.
And for Henderson, got Justin Howard out there. The defensive backfield, Jason Salisbury, Braylon Walker. But I'm sure the Lions in this heat and everything tonight playing a lot of players as well. Second and 10 situation for Carthage. Motion across the backfield. Dixon will turn and hand off, running play straight ahead. Ball carrier will get down close to the 20. It's going to be Javon Landers on the carry once again for Carthage. Six and a half to go in this first half. And we have a timeout on the field here.
For the second quarter. Hydration break.
There's your extended.
We are taking a hydration break. How about that? 6:30 to go in this first half. In 21-3, Carthage leads it over Henderson. We'll step aside here right quick, take a break. We'll come back here in just a moment. Henderson football tonight on KWRD, 1470, 98.5, the D-Tex Radio Group station.
If you live in a rural area, you also know that the power can go out for days or even weeks after a storm. Not only do you need your propane for heating, cooking, you need it for your generator. So if you're already set up for propane or would like to know more, call Gas and Supply. We can fill the large tanks for your home and farm, even have propane tanks available for lease. We can also fill up your gas grill cylinders. Call Gas and Supply 903-657-9166. 903-657-9166. Red Hot Summer Sale is going on now at Blue Brothers Portable Buildings and Carports. All General Shelter portable buildings on the lot are discounted 15 to 35% off. Build your own custom portable building and get 10% off with free delivery. Rent to own available. No credit check. Get your General Shelters portable building today from Blue Brothers, your authorized General Shelters dealer in East Texas. Blue Brothers, Highway 64 in the Loop in Henderson, 903-657-2743. The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings each Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Meeks will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game nights, get great food at the Booster Club concession stand, as well as all your Henderson Lions gear at the Booster Club merchandise trailer. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
6.5 to go in the first half. Carthage, 21-3 lead. Bulldogs looking at a third down situation from the 20-yard line. Running play over on the right side of the offensive line for Javon Landers. Landers got inside the 15, got hit, picked up another few yards down to the 11. So Carthage offensively, they're just rolling right along. Dixon, the junior quarterback, in his first start, played on the JV last year. Landers, junior, running back. Kingston Jones, when he comes in, he's a junior running back. Football's at the 11-yard line. And for Carthage, they will all look over to the far sideline and end up calling for a timeout. Gives me an opportunity to remind you that the Henderson Football Booster Club has Adopt a Lion sponsorships. At the radio station this week, we received a beautiful picture. Photographer does a fine job on the poster. Got Jaden Lockett hanging out in the KWRD studios. But the Rusk County Peace Officers Association, one of many of the Adopt a Lion sponsors. Allure Aesthetics, the Barbershop, Blazer Electric and Satellite. Book with Brooke LLC, David and Karen Hill, Della Russell Insurance, Don Felix Restaurant. Have an Adopt a Lion poster with your enchilada dinner. Can't go wrong there. East-Ex Telephone Cooperative, Fairway Ford of Henderson, Henderson Eye Center, Henderson Family Dentistry, and Henderson Federal Savings Bank, just a few of the many Adopt a Lion sponsors. And I believe posters are still available. If you'd still like to adopt a lion, you can do so. Here, football is at just outside the 10-yard line. Dixon toward the end zone, and this one is in and out of the hands of a Henderson defender. A little one-on-one coverage over here in the corner, and Cardell Tatum did a fine job on his defensive efforts.
Cardell Tatum, the defender on the play.
So the incomplete pass leaves the football at the 11-yard line. Dixon under center, turns, hands off, running play straight ahead. Ball carrier was at the 5. Most of the activity was in the end zone. It was a very odd play from a visual standpoint, as the play ended at the 6. Carthage offensive line was making sure that there was a lot going on in the end zone. Brings up a 3rd and goal situation from just outside the 5. Carthage loads up on the left side. Pitch comes this direction. And a broken tackle at the 5-yard line and a touchdown for the Carthage Bulldogs.
On the touchdown run for Carthage, number 22, Javon Landers.
So Landers will pick up his 2nd touchdown run of the night. This one, a 6-yarder with 5:26 to go in this 2nd quarter. Boy, it's one of those things where as soon as Carthage loaded up on this side of the formation.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
After the play is over, I have unsportsmanlike conduct, number 60, with unsportsmanlike remarks directed towards an official. It'll be penalized 15 yards on the kickoff.
All right, well, one of the Lions said something and said it to the wrong person. So the 6-yard touchdown run for Landers makes it 27-3. Lopez on to attempt the extra point. Travis Lipsy to hold it for him. And the right-footed kicker bangs this one through for another extra point. Makes it 28-3 Carthage. And now, Michael, Carthage is going to be kicking off from the Henderson side of midfield. And again, this is one of those, not to give Carthage any more incentive than they already have, a 28-3 lead. It's one of those where I see teams do this and they just bang it out of the end zone, and I'm pulling my hair out wondering why. Perfect opportunity for a little squib kick, so I am anxious to see how Scott Surratt plays this. But we have 5:26 to go in the first half. It is a 28-3 Carthage lead. And again, for Carthage, they have scored every time they've had the football. It's usually a pretty good recipe.
Mark, you want a shocking score?
You have scores.
I do have a score. I have a few, but this is the one.
I'm so rusty here, knocking the rust off of this first game. I'm almost forgetting that we have the ability to do some of these things.
Well, 2 minutes before halftime in Texarkana.
Yes.
It is Pleasant Grove 28, Kilgore nothing.
Did I say wow loud enough?
Onside kick attempt.
Here's Carthage with an onside kick. Henderson able to get on it at the 35-yard line.
By Henderson, number 10, Jason Salisbury.
Well, what can I say? Man, Scott Surratt and I are kind of on the same wavelength about the way we see a football games, apparently.
Well, their coach comm antennas are right in front of our camera. They might be hearing us.
Last thing I need to know that I was the one who helped out their game plan. I don't think Scott Surratt needs any coaching from me. I'm the last guy he needs to hear from. 5:23 to go here in this first half. Football at the 35-yard line. Meeks back to pass. Here comes the pressure, and Meeks just throws this one away in the Henderson bench area.
I think we're going to have a discussion about potentially grounding.
Nope. It got past the line of scrimmage, yeah. Well, second quarter, Cook & Son Roofing brings that to you here tonight. Henderson at the hash mark here on the near side, going left to right as we look at him from the 35-yard line. Two receivers far side, one near side. Handoff, running play. Bishop quickly up past the 40 to about the 41. Well, I will say for Jaden Bishop and for Mike Russell, when he's been out there, running backs are running hard. There's no let up at all there. It's, it's a combination of you're playing the two-time state champs, two times that are defending champs, and it's your season opener. I think it's going to get much better week in, week out, but there are just circumstances around this one so far here tonight.
Number 1, Walker, incomplete.
And of course, Blake Meeks, sophomore, saw lots of time last year, but getting the start here tonight. And this is his season. Next 3 seasons are his if he stays healthy. That's going to bring up a quick 3 and out with the football at the 40-yard line, and so Meeks will drop back to punt. Takes a little run to his left-footed kicker. The ball's going to go all the way down to the 19-yard line. That's where Carthage will start the drive at the 19.
48.
Just trying to double check, getting all my facts and figures straight. Is that Meeks or Schwedman that punts?
It looks like Meeks going straight back.
Okay. I watched him come over to the sideline to sit down, and I think it was Schwedman, because I was trying to figure out how Meeks throws right and punts left. So I will pay more attention next time. Here is Carthage with 4:21 to go in the first half. Dixon rolls out to his right, throws a pass, catch made, ball pops up in the air. Be interesting to see if Carthage somehow was able to get that ball that came up in the air, or if it just ruled incomplete. Well, it's a reception. It's a reception up to the 27-yard line. 3:43 and counting, first half. Motion across the backfield, running play on the handoff straight ahead.
On the carry, number 4, Sean Bundy.
And Carthage already beginning to put some extra players out there. See what they've got. Of course, they're a season opener as well, so they're going to play lots of players. See what they have. Football right at the 30-yard line. As Dixon will drop back, fake a handoff, launches one downfield. This one is going to be overthrown. Pass intended downfield for Bryson Price.
Look at Dixon's pass intended for number 2.
Lions defender back there with him.
Is incomplete.
But the pass was overthrown just a touch. Stops the clock with just under 3 minutes to go in this first half. (28-3) Carthage lead. 2 receivers here to the near side. Everybody else is in tight for Carthage. As Dixon will just take the ball and hand it off. Running play up past the 30. Past 30 to about the 32 is as far as they go.
Okay, number 4, Sean Bundy. On the stop, number 90, Montrell Lewis.
Sean Bundy on the carry that time for Carthage.
And Mike Russell in on the stop.
So Carthage kind of taking their time here with 2:27 to go in the first half. Jeffries in motion, then he stops. Now everybody looks over to the far sideline. There's a lot going on out on the field from a Carthage standpoint. Now Dixon back to pass, looks to his left. Henderson pressure, comes after him, and Dixon got to get away and throws it downfield, intercepted downfield. This is going to be Tatum with the interception. Cardrell Tatum gets away from a couple of tacklers, gets back to midfield, and Dixon throws the interception, our first turnover in the game. And the first time tonight that Carthage has had the football and did not score. Nice job for Cardell Tatum on the interception.
I was worried about the wrap-up on the sack, and it forced the errant throw and interception.
So Tatum, a junior, gets the interception.
That is the 2-minute timeout.
It is Henderson football. And I believe it's going to be marked right at the midfield stripe. With 2 minutes to go in the first half. All right, so we've had our 2-minute notification. Ken White, you will appreciate this. You know, last year, the UIL began the 2-minute notification at halftime, before the end of the game. It was a perfect advertising opportunity, a perfect marketing scheme. We had nobody. We went through the entire season. We had nobody on the 2-minute notification. Guess what we have this year? Nobody. So, Jason Martin, you, sir, will be glad to know that me, just because I can do this, sometimes I just feel like I can do it. The 2-minute notification on our Henderson Lion broadcast on KWRD is a service of the Henderson Football Booster Club. What do you think? I like it. And with that being said, that took up the whole timeout. We go back to play. Here's Meeks throwing a pass to Bishop. Bishop gets run out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. Trying to set up a screen pass, and it just did not materialize.
And stop number 20, David Bagley.
Yeah, I don't get to make too many executive decisions. Every now and then I get to make one, and that was a good one. Henderson breaking the huddle quickly up to the line of scrimmage. At midfield, going left to right. Meeks turns, hands off. Bishop on the run. Bishop breaking tackles inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Nice run there for Jaden Bishop. Good hard run down to the 35, 15-yard line. I figured if it ran from midfield, that made it easy for me. Here, another running play. Gets inside the 35, down to the 33 for Jaden Bishop. 1:17 to go in the first half.
One timeout left. Still not enough time to panic, but got to be efficient here.
In the end zone would be better than a field goal attempt, but it is 28-3. Fake handoff, Meeks back to pass. Lofts one toward the end zone, and this one is going to be intercepted at the 1-yard line. Goodness. Thought for sure the defender was going to lose the ball when he hit the turf, but he held on. Well, decent throw from Meeks, a better interception for Carthage.
From the 1-yard line.
So both quarterbacks have thrown an interception now. Well, so now we don't get a touchdown or a field goal out of it. Yet. Carthage got the football with 55 seconds to go, and they've got the ball at their own 1. So, you know. I will just say that as good as they are, this is the season opener. They're not invincible to laying the ball on the ground. Could happen. .55 seconds to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime. Talking with Brian Bowman, superintendent of Henderson ISD. Henderson Band, Henderson Lionettes, got all that coming up at halftime. Here on KWRD, on the radio, KWRD Facebook page, our YouTube channel, network1sports.com. There are a wide variety of ways you can listen to and or watch Henderson football. Well, Carthage has now had a delay of game, so we're going back to the half-yard line.
I can't put a decimal in my stat line here.
So right outside the goal line, and it's going to be just Dixon and his offensive line pushing straight ahead on a quarterback sneak. And again, for that Carthage offensive line, here we go, Michael, from tackle to tackle. 335, 245, 285, 210, 220. I think they could move some folks. Picked up 4 there out to the 5-yard line. But 19 seconds to go here in the first half. Carthage does need to run one more play and call it a half. And Dixon will just kneel it down, and that will do it for the first half of this ball game. Season opener here tonight for both these teams at Lions Stadium. Carthage, they scored the first 3 times they had the football. And for Henderson, it's been a 37-yard Yvonne Navarro field goal, and that has been pretty much it so far. 28-3 is our halftime score. A1 Roofing halftime show is coming up. And again, we'll have Brian Bowman, our Henderson ISD superintendent, talking with him here in just a couple of moments. Halftime performances, band, lineup, drill team, have all that for you here at halftime as well. Once again, our halftime score is Carthage 28, Henderson 3. We'll step aside, come back, and get started with our halftime activities in just a moment. This is KWRD 1470, 98.5, and E-Tech's Radio Group station.
In life, people make the difference at home, business, and church. Wayne Griffith and his staff at Griffith's Towing is always on point with supporting the communities and always making a difference. Roadside assistance, flatbed service, towing service, and recovery is welcomed in those times of need, and Griffith's Towing has been the go-to in Henderson, Rusk County, and beyond. At Griffith's Towing, people make the difference. Call them at 903-947-6437.
Since 1965, Cook & Son Roofing has been the local, reliable company helping folks with roofs, gutters, and ventilation, from new construction to remodels, even providing 24-hour emergency roof repairs from storm damage. They have a relationship with all the local insurance companies, so they understand how to assist you in the process, making it easier for you in times when you need it the most. Find them at cookandsonroofing.com. For a roof well done, call Cook & Son, 903-655-0997.
Can't make it to the big game? No big deal. The E-Tech's Radio Group has you covered. Catch all the live action from your hometown team right here with your hometown broadcasters on your hometown station. Not via radio? Or maybe you're out of our coverage area? That's no big deal either. We partnered with Network1Sports.com to bring you all the action on any internet connection device, on air or online. Find your favorite team on E-Tech's Radio Group Network.
In Lions country, we know what it means to lead. On the field, on the court, and out on the open road. If your motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side isn't performing like a starter, it's time for a tune-up. Bill Cycles in Henderson has been keeping East Texas riders game ready since 1982. Carboard, tires, brakes, full season prep, we get your machine running fast, tight, and ready to take the lead. Bill Cycles, the hometown shop that keeps Lions country out front. Just off the Star on Highway 64. 903-657-2775.
S&N Cleaners and Laundry Service in Henderson is the only full-service in-house dry cleaners in Rusk County. That means that your clothes stay right where you drop them off. Quick turnarounds for your shirts, pants, dresses, suits, and even your bedding like comforters. S&N Cleaners and Laundry for all your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Go see Wayne and his staff for great service and great value. S&N Cleaners, 215 East Fordall in Henderson. See them on Facebook or call 903-657-4545 today.
Back once again at halftime here tonight at Lions Stadium. Mark McLain, Michael Searcy, Jason Barton, Ken White with us here tonight at Lions Stadium for the 2026 season opener. Carthage led 21-3 at the end of the first quarter, lead here at the half, 28-3. Landers touchdown run of 8 yards. First time Carthage had the football. Then Henderson, first time they had the ball, would come down the field, end up stalling out on the drive. Yvonne Navarro with a 37-yard field goal. And with 5:28 to go in the first quarter, it was a 7-3 ball game. But then Dixon to Edwards from 37 yards out, 14-3 Carthage. 1 yard touchdown run from Jones made it 21-3. And then Landers with a 6-yard touchdown run with 5:26 to go in the second quarter, made it 28-3. So there was just that one score in the second quarter. So 28-3, that is where we are here at the half. And we're going to get to Brian Bowman, their interview with the Henderson ISD superintendent in just a moment. First off, though, Michael, you got any statistical thing or scoring thing, anything at all you would like to share?
Well, we can start with the stats if Ken wants to get that on the screen. 10 first downs for Carthage compared to 7 for Henderson. 237 yards of total offense for the Bulldogs, 98 for the Lions. That breaks down to 104 passing yards, 133 rushing yards for Carthage, 48 and 50 for Henderson passing and rushing, 1 turnover apiece. Henderson's had the ball just a little bit longer, but Carthage been lethally efficient on their drives. And another story, the penalties. 7 penalties, 45 yards for the Lions, 4 for 20 for Carthage.
There you go. All right. So some first half stats, a new feature on the program. So
after the interview, we can get to some individual stats, and I do have some scores.
Okay, very good. I'll tell you what, our halftime interview is service this year of the good folks at Blue Brothers General Shelters. So Bruce, thank you very much for doing this. Blue Brothers General Shelters. We are going to hear a word from them, and then we will come back with our halftime interview with Brian Bowman, our superintendent of schools from Henderson ISD. So we will do that here in just a moment. 28-3 Carthage. That is our halftime score. This Henderson football, KWRD 1470, 98.5, an E-Tex radio group station.
Red Hot Summer Sale is going on now at Blue Brothers Portable Buildings and Carports. All General Shelter portable buildings on the lot are discounted 15 to 35% off. Build your own custom portable building and get 10% off with free delivery. Rent to own available. No credit check. Get your General Shelters portable building today from Blue Brothers, your authorized General Shelters dealer in East Texas. Blue Brothers, Highway 64 in the Loop in Henderson, 903-657-2743. Back once again at Lions Stadium for this evening's contest here, and at halftime here tonight, I'd like to take a few minutes here, as we always do, the first game of the season, talk with Brian Bowman, our superintendent, and kind of an annual thing, get you in here and talk about the start of the school year and how excited you are and what you're looking forward to for this school year, and I appreciate you doing this.
You bet. We appreciate you being here and having us. I think the exciting thing about Friday night football coming back to any town in Texas is just the excitement it brings to the community, and you can see all the students involved and the different members of our community that are here from both sides, from Henderson and Carthage. So it's an exciting time for Henderson and really for the entire state of Texas for the first week of Friday night football.
Well, when you look back the last 2 or 3 weeks of school year, getting it underway and everything, and especially for you, because this is your, second full
year? Yes,
sir,
second full year.
What are you seeing so far?
You know, we've actually had a really, really good start to the school year. Pretty exciting times, and I think we're just kind of piggybacking off of last year. We had some great news come in recently. We were rated a B by Texas Education Agency, which was a huge compliment to our teachers and our staff and our students and our community, because it's the highest rating Henderson ISD has had since 2019. And so while that plays into this year, that was released about the first week of school. And so it built a lot of excitement from our staff and seeing, what we can do and kind of what kind of goals are we setting for this year. Great start to the school year, very smooth, a lot of excitement, enthusiasm, I think, from our staff and our community.
You mentioned the rating thing. That does traditionally come out right at the beginning of the school year. Do you like that, or is that fair, or is there a better time of the year to do that?
I don't like the ratings at all, honestly, and here's why. A lot of it is based on star scores, and I don't think that one test for one day decides if a student is smart or not, or if a teacher is a good teacher or not. And so, whether it's at the beginning of the year or at the end of the previous school year, in my mind, it's not fair to a teacher or a kid. I think, ideally, if it would come out earlier in the summer, I think it would help, because then it would give us time to plan on what do we need to do as a district to fix things for the following year. So it would be ideal, it would be better if this came out earlier in the summer, but instead it is kind of around that first week of school that it happens.
Yeah. Well, so you got the B. Now, as you progress through the school year, what do you do to bump that thing up?
We've talked a lot about that. This was huge for our school district. Like I said, the last time was 2019. The way I think about it is I believe we're bringing back that tradition of excellence that Henderson is kind of their slogan for years. We are bringing that back, and honestly, our goal is to receive an A rating. We want to be the best we can be at everything we do, and that's the main part is academics. And if we can get an A rating, that is where Henderson should be. We dropped off for 3 or 4 years, and we should be an A-rated district. That is our goal next year. I'm not going to back off of that. We have high expectations. A B was very good. I'm not going to complain about it at all, but ultimately our goal is to be an A-rated district this year.
Well, as we get the school year underway, what are we looking at enrollment-wise around the district?
So we're a little over 3,000 as far as district-wide. It's down a little bit from last year. Not much compared to other districts in Region 7, just by looking at the numbers, but a little over 3,000 district-wide. Now, I think if you look at long-term, our kindergarten and pre-K numbers are up significantly. It's kind of the secondary levels that kind of had a drop-off, but pre-K and K, very good numbers, and if you're looking at long-term, that's what you want to get. You want to start at the lower levels, have a few grades in a row who are large, and so that's a good number for us with kindergarten and pre-K this year.
Because in all honesty, in this day and age with legislature and government involvement and rules and regulations and funding and this and that and everything else, it's enrollment at a public school district, you never know where it's going, do you?
You never know. And like you said, with legislation, with different rules they're coming out with the vouchers, and, parents can homeschool now and get money from the state. You can go to a private school and get taxpayer money. And so, parents are looking at all options, and if they don't like something, they're going to take their kid out and put them somewhere else. What I tell our staff is this. We can't control that. What we can control is we can make Henderson ISD great. That's the part we can control. Then what a parent has to decide is, they either like Henderson or they don't, and they're going to go to a private school or they're going to homeschool because of the different legislation that is set up. They have those options now, and it's not that I'm totally against it. I just think we have to control what we can control. And that is, Henderson ISD is going to be great, and parents are going to want to send their kids here.
Yeah. On the one hand, you want to make the students happy, you want to make the parents happy, but at the same time, you got to do what's right for your district.
100%. And I think that's where the expectations come into play, is we're going to do what's right for our kids and our staff and our district. And at the end of the day, a parent has to decide if that's the best place for them. We have high expectations for our staff. We have them for our students, and we're not going to back off of that. So if a parent wants their child to be challenged academically and in extracurricular, we honestly believe Henderson ISD is the best spot for them.
Yeah, very good. Always fascinated at the first of the school year. There's something big going on as far as probably a headache for you. It seemed to me like last year was the whole cell phone deal. In classrooms and everything, and what schools were going to do with that. This year, at first I wasn't hearing anything, and then all of a sudden here it came. Energy drinks.
I have seen the same.
Yes. What are your thoughts on that?
So I just finished one, by the way. I just finished an energy drink.
But the superintendent bouncing off the walls is okay. I guess right. we don't need an elementary kid bouncing off the walls, do we?
I guess my personal thoughts on this, people want school districts to control and do everything. They want us to be law enforcement. They want us to be child protective services. They want us to be lawyers. They want us to do everything instead of parents and other people taking care of some things. And so my personal opinion is I don't think that school districts should be regulating, what a kid is drinking in the morning. As far as what they bring to school, as long as they're not disrupting, and we haven't had any situations in Henderson ISD where we thought, we need to ban energy drinks. It hasn't been brought up. I know some other school districts in East Texas have done that. But at the same time, where do we get out of the business of making a decision for every single kid on what parents should be doing?
Yeah. Dress code seemed like such an old topic.
That was a while ago, yeah.
It was.
You're right.
Been a few years on that one. Your message to parents or the students themselves for the 26-27 school year, what do you want them to really know about Henderson ISD and what you want to accomplish?
Good question. Be great. Be excellent in everything you do. Whenever I first started here, it kind of goes along with this. Whenever I first started here, there is a former school board member in Henderson who wasn't on the board whenever I got hired, but previously made a comment to me that we needed to decide in Henderson, are we going to be great in academics or are we going to be great in extracurricular? And I have a complete disagreement with that. We can be great at both. It doesn't matter, and I've been in school districts that had all academic distinctions you could get, and at the same time played for a state championship in football. Yeah. We had all academic distinctions you can get and had 20 years in a row a Division I band. You can be great at all, and that's a disagreement I had with this former board member. And so going into this school year, that's what I would tell the kids is be great and enjoy it. We want kids to enjoy school, take the pressure off of the state testing and all that, but be great in everything you do. Come to school, be respectful of the adults on campus, and enjoy school. And I think if you do those things, Henderson ISD is going to be great again.
There you go. Brian Bowman, our superintendent, Henderson ISD. As always, thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy Friday nights.
All right, Brian Bowman, our Henderson ISD superintendent, thank you very much for doing this. And our halftime interview is service of Blue Brothers General Shelters. And with that, how about this? We are just in time for the Henderson band performance, the Lionette drill team performance. So perfect timing here tonight for our first game of the season. How'd that work out? So perfect timing to get ready for the Henderson High band. Then, Michael, we'll come to you for scores of other games and other statistical information and all that kind of stuff from our first half. 28-3, Carthage Legion here at the half. And now I believe they're just about ready. So under the direction again this year of Rod Haney, Henderson Band.
field is the award-winning Henderson High School Line Pride Band Majorettes. Please watch and listen as they perform this evening to Sam and Dave's hit, Hold On, I'm Coming. The 2026-2027 Linebacker officers are Senior Lieutenant Lindsay Cass, Senior Lieutenant Allison Torres, Senior Lieutenant Elena McLain, First Lieutenant Angelique Cerrone, and the Captain, Avery Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field are the Henderson High School Lionettes. Please put your hands together for these ladies as they perform a calm routine to Rihanna's hit, Please Don't Stop the Music. week's Lionette of the Week is Zariah Alexander. Spirit Girl of the Week is Destiny Bloom. And Lionette Teacher of the Week is Mrs.
All right. Henderson High Band getting out of the direction of Craig Haney.
And Kennedy Dickerson.
And the Lionette drill team and all folks out there for halftime activities here tonight. It is our A1 Roofing halftime show here at Lions Stadium. Carthage leading it in the season opener. 28-3 is our halftime score. A couple of moments before the start of the second half. Good time to check back in with Michael Searcy. May have some scores of other games of interest around the area tonight.
Well, we'll keep it local to start with. Carlisle, big lead in the fourth quarter down in Mount Enterprise, 43-0. Tatum and West Rusk, there's about 8 minutes left. It's a shootout there. It's back and forth. Tatum 34, West Rusk 29. Another local game, Overton defeated Harleton 38-2. Kilgore still down, start of the third quarter, 28-0 at Pleasant Grove. Our new but not new district mate, Jacksonville, trails Canton 20-14 at the half. Of course, it's 28-3 here for Carthage. Palestine leads Seagoville 16-6 midway through the third quarter. Athens 27, Nacogdoches 13, also 8 minutes in the third quarter. And then two games that were played last night on the varsity level. White House, big win at home against Chapel Hill, 37-14. And Pine Tree, big win in the opener over Gilmer, 52-40.
And, of course, Pine Tree plays at Carthage next week, so that's going to be a very interesting contest. Pine Tree looked good last night. They really did.
I mean, and Pine Tree's been on the rise for the last couple of seasons, so
yes.
This could be a special year for them.
Yes, and so interesting to see, like White House last night, because Henderson scrimmaged White House and scrimmaged them very well. Interesting very much to see what is happening to Kilgore tonight. Next week, from a Henderson standpoint, get another great test going out to Athens, and so it's an interesting opening week of the season. I'll say that.
Yeah. We had a good discussion, during the halftime break that, for the second half for us, if we can play some clean football and execute well, regardless of what happens on the scoreboard, we're going against the two-time state champion who's going to come out, play the fundamentals well. Every penalty, every mishap that the Carthage sideline has, Coach Surratt's getting on them. The whole coaching staff is getting on them. I mean, that's a process that's been here for 20 years.
Yeah. Well, no doubt about that. Of course, again, Scott Surratt in his 20th season there at Carthage. Linda Kildare grad, ETBU grad, former offensive coordinator at Texas High. And he's just relentless at what he does. Nicest guy in the world, but he's once he gets you down, he keeps you down. And we'll see how Henderson reacts to all of that here in this second half. So our A1 Roofing halftime show. Appreciate A1 Roofing for that. And we are ready to get underway here with this third quarter. Carthage kickoff that Henderson will take at about the 25-yard line. Lions trying to get a nice return, and they do up past the 35 to about the 39-yard line. On the return, Jacqueline Fry played a lot of running back last year for the Lions. Gets the opportunity on the kickoff return there, and so it'll set up Henderson first down. They'll mark the ball at their own 38-yard line. So interesting to see what was discussed at halftime and what Henderson tries to do offensively here in the second half. So on first down, Meeks back to pass, and goodness, he got wrapped up and dropped defensively coming in. Cooper Crawford with the sack of Blake Meeks all the way back at the 32. Well, that was not discussed.
Well, going off a play action there, I was kind of hoping we'd come out with a strong ground game to start.
Again, in all honesty, for Blake, threw the ball well on the first series tonight. Got a little high after that. So, curious to see if he can get back on point here in the second half. Running play for the Lions this time doesn't gain a whole lot. Jaden Bishop on the carry. Bishop ran hard the first half. Mike Russell ran hard when he came in.
On the carry, number 22, Jaden Bishop. Making the stop, number 28.
Of course, for that offensive line, Perry, Castleberry, Stein, Herrera, Pelham. Chase Martin says it's hot out there. So we'll see how their gas tank is. 3rd and 15 for Henderson. At their own 33, Meeks back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Pass downfield is going to be incomplete. Boy, Meeks was feeling the pressure that time coming in off the corner. So 3 and out for Henderson to start this second half. 10:24 to go in the third quarter. All right, so it is Meeks back to punt. I got all goofed up on that in the first half, but I'm trying to pay attention. So I guess he is.
I'm going to get a 15-yard penalty on that. That was a great punt.
All the way down inside the 30 to the 25, but the penalty flag was thrown there.
It'll be kick-catch interference.
Well, again, Stephen O'Neill, our referee, he was very busy in the first half, and it looks like he'll be kind of busy here in the second half as well.
Kick-catch interference on Henderson. Be penalized 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Carthage.
It's going to put Carthage almost to midfield.
A couple of penalties on kicking game situations that has given Carthage a pretty good field position to get going here. 28-3, Carthage leads it. We're just underway here in this third quarter. 10:13 to go. Third quarter is the service of Bill Cycles. And Carthage will start on their side of the field, barely at the 48-yard line. Jacob Dixon, the quarterback, motion out of the backfield. Quick swing pass out of the backfield down the far sideline. Nicely developed and designed play. Chase Harris catching the swing pass out of the backfield, and before you knew it, he's 15, 20 yards downfield. They'll mark him all the way down at the 30 for a 22-yard gain. Carthage will send 3 receivers here to the near side of the field. Single back in the backfield. And the handoff will go to Harris, and Harris this time with just a straight running play and breaking tackles as Henderson couldn't hang on to him, and he gets all the way down inside the 10. Looks like it's going to be all the way down to about the 8-yard line. Another 22-yard gain. So again, 28-3, Carthage leads it, and Carthage traditionally, in the last several years, as you watch them from afar, this is what they do. 28-3, it's not enough. We need more. Running play coming near side, breaking the 10-yard line and in the end zone. That is going to be Bryson Price on the run. So Price, with 8:56 to go in the third quarter, eight-yard touchdown run. Lipsy will hold for Jesus Lopez, and Lopez kicks yet another extra point. So Carthage, with the first drive of the second half, quickly moves the football down the field, aided by the Henderson penalty. Afraid that might be a recurring theme here tonight. And Carthage 35, Henderson 3. That is our score with 8:56 to go in this third quarter. So we will step aside, take a break. And I'll tell you where we're going back to the beginning. We'll just go back to the beginning here. So we're going to step aside and take a break, and we are back here in just a moment. Henderson football at KWRD 1470, 98.5, and ATEX Radio Group Station.
If you live in a rural area, you also know that the power can go out for days or even weeks after a storm. Not only do you need your propane for heating, cooking, you need it for your generator. So if you're already set up for propane or would like to know more, call Gas and Supply. We can fill the large tanks for your home and farm, even have propane tanks available for lease. We can also fill up your gas grill cylinders. Call Gas and Supply 903-657-9166. 903-657-9166.
35-3. Carthage leads it. All after it was a 7-3 lead for Carthage at one time. Here on the Carthage kickoff, ball falls right in the middle of the field. That's where it's going to be picked up by Colby Smith. And Smith will get a short run back for Henderson.
Making the stop, number 6, Jake Gant.
So with 8 minutes and 52 seconds in to go here in this third quarter, it'll be Henderson football for the second time in the half. 35-3 our score, and Henderson will start the drive at their own 39-yard line. So decent field position for the Lions to work with. Just got to try and put something together, get some rhythm going offensively. So on first down, Meeks, Schwedman sets up over here on the right side. Now motion out of the backfield, and Meeks will pull it down, wants to run with it, and he is going to be hit hard right at the 40-yard line. Looked like at first he was going to be a dedicated run for Blake Meeks, and then thought for a second he was going to do something else, and then he went ahead with the run. Actually gained a couple of yards out of the deal up to the 42-yard line. Second down, handoff to Fry, and Fry got spun around right at the line of scrimmage. Penalty flag will fly as, again, the officials this year are watching just about anything and everything that happens at the conclusion of a play. This officiating crew, to be honest, were very lenient for about the first quarter, and the flags have been flying ever since. And we'll get the call on this one here in just a moment.
After the play is over,
conduct, number 6 in the offense. It'll be a 15-yard penalty in the down count.
Well, we're not even through the third quarter, and I can already tell you that Ricky Meeks is not going to be happy at all with the penalty situation tonight.
No, it goes from a 3rd and 8 to a 3rd and 23, and this is the third 15-yard penalty in a row.
Goodness. And okay, the whole Carthage Henderson deal, defender might have said something to try and induce you into doing something that you shouldn't have done at the end of the play. But that's the kind of stuff that you just cannot do. Can't fall for it. On third down, now the Lions are a little confused offensively.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Another penalty, 5-yard variety. What are we up to now, Mike?
10 penalties for 80 yards.
It just seems like so much more. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, 80 yards, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of penalties. Well, here's Meeks, and we may get another penalty here as Meeks just throws the football away as he was being tackled all the way back inside the 10-yard line. Obviously, ball didn't go past the line of scrimmage. So we should.
An incomplete pass. No intentional grounding. Number 20 was in the area.
What? Okay. Well, thank you for that gift. Our Tyler officiating crew. I may have to look back at that one. I didn't see that. I thought for sure we'd get a flag there. Well, the Carthage pass rush has certainly come on strong here in the third quarter. Henderson offensive line perhaps wearing down, knowing that Meeks has got to throw a pass. So Lions will call for a timeout. So we will take that timeout as well. We have 7:58 to go here in this third quarter. It is Carthage 35, Henderson 3. We'll step aside here for just a moment. Henderson football on KWRD 1470, 98.5, the E-Tex Radio Group station.
Red Hot Summer Sale is going on now at Ballou Brothers Portable Buildings and Carports. All General Shelter portable buildings on the lot are discounted 15 to 35% off. Build your own custom portable building and get 10% off with free delivery. Rent to own available. No credit check. Get your General Shelters portable building today from Ballou Brothers, your authorized General Shelters dealer in East Texas. Ballou Brothers, Highway 64 in the Loop in Henderson, 903-657-2743.
7:58 to go here in third quarter. All of our E-Tex radio facilities are secured by J&B Security, your eyes and your ears while you're home and when you're away. Residential, commercial, industrial, J&B Security, 903-729-1565 is their number. As Henderson punts the ball away, and Lions will down it in Carthage territory at the 48-yard line. So a penalty marred drive there will give Carthage football again right in the middle of the field with 7:52 to go in this third quarter. So for
that's where the Bulldogs took over.
So for Henderson and for head coach Ricky Meeks, not exactly at all. This is the one thing that they didn't want. He didn't want to come into a game like this and just play sloppy and make it look bad. Got off to a great start on that first drive, but it's kind of been downhill after that. So Carthage back to the line of scrimmage at their own 48. Lipsy in motion across the backfield. It'll be a running play coming near side. There was nothing once the ball carrier broke the line of scrimmage. Easy pickup there for Kamorian King. Once King got around the end, he had lots of running room. I think the new turf got him more than anybody else. Clock run, 7:20 to go, third quarter. Again, King on the carry this time. Nice defensive play made. Mike Russell on the tackle for the Lions.
The 30 for Marion Kane, get on the carry. He is bent and stopped by number 33.
Trailing 35-3. Henderson coaches really just looking at effort, execution, play your hardest, play every play. Cut out the penalties. Keep your emotions in check. And let's try and get better in this second half to move on down the road. Here is a nice play defensively for the Lions. As coming on was Justin Howard, little corner blitz. Got Dixon about the time he turned around to throw the pass. Nicely done.
Justin Howard.
That will move Carthage back to...
It's an 11-yard loss on that sack.
I was going to say, they're having a time trying to figure out where to put the ball down. They finally do at the 48-yard line. A third down situation for Carthage. Hadn't punted tonight, had they? No. Well, maybe we'll see something then. Looks like, well, okay, they'll go ahead and call a timeout. All right. So Carthage calls for the timeout, 35-3. Carthage, that is our score. Star Laundry, wash and fold, pickup and delivery service, always available at the Star in Henderson. It's Star Laundry. And again, make mention of the fact the Adopt a Lion sponsors for Henderson Football Booster Club did all the players and did cheerleaders as well on these nice big posters that they have framed. Obviously, Jason Martin did not take the pictures because they're really well done. It's a good thing he knows how to operate a video camera. We'll leave him out there for that. But the cheerleader sponsors, Enlightened Nutrition, Henderson Family Dentistry, EHBG GMC, One-on-One Fitness, Fairway Ford, Skyco Concrete, and Cabana Sam's were just a few of the many who did the cheerleader posters. Check, Michael, did you get one of those down at the county ESD office?
We did not.
Oh. I have to get you one of those. It is a third and long for Carthage. Probably a sentence that is not said very often. Dixon back to pass, downfield, catch made for an instant, and then dropped. Good defense over there for Justin Howard once again as well. Carthage receiver looked like he had it for a second, then he didn't. Anthony Kroll, the intended receiver. So we have fourth and long, Carthage. And we may see a punt. Then again, we may not. I'm not sure what we're going to see. Carthage coaches are out on the field. Offense is still out on the field. And we may see another timeout. Then again, it looks like we're going to see a play. 2 seconds, 1 second.
He didn't get it off.
Okay.
Well, play of game, number 10 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains fourth down.
Well, that play had a variety of everything. It's fourth and
27.
Yeah. I knew it was fourth and a long way.
Coach Surratt's not built up to a Nick Saban style meltdown, but it's getting close.
Apparently they need a punter, Michael. On fourth and forever, they're throwing the ball down the field, and by golly, they're going to make a first down. Reception made, run after the catch for Carthage. That was Bryson Price on the reception. Spins out of a tackle attempt and gains some extra yardage, and on 4th and 27, Carthage makes the first down. Goodness. Without that.
This is our hydration break in the third quarter.
Yeah, well,
hydration break.
After a play like that and a couple of series that the Lions have had, they need a hydration break. That, in all honesty, Michael, is one of those deals where, from a coaching standpoint, that one kind of frustrates you from both angles. One, that Carthage is going for it, thinking that they even stand a chance, and then two, you let them have it. That catches you from two directions. That's why I don't coach. 35-3 with 5:13 to go in this third quarter. Third quarter tonight. Service of Bill Cycles. Tell you that East Tex Telephone Cooperative provides high-speed internet, phone service, security systems. Give them a call at 903-854-1000 is their number. Bulldog Bill, Jeff over there at 903-353-4703, Double Diamond Flatbed Dealer. If you can dream it, he can build it for you. Bulldog built in Henderson. So the football is at the 22-yard line, and it is first down Carthage. And on the first down play, running play, straight ahead. Carthage utilizing a lot of different ball carriers now.
Landers on the carry for the Bulldogs.
Oh, that's okay. That was Landers once again. Thought there was somebody else. I was going to encourage you to have good luck on all the different ball carriers we were going to see the remainder of the game.
I got room for 3 more.
Okay.
Before I go to another sheet. That was his 11th carry of the night. 85 yards total. Averaging 7.7.
Yeah, I mean, nothing flashy, but just very solid.
And 2 touchdowns.
Well, yes. 8 and 6 yard touchdown runs for him. Here's Dixon back to pass, looking toward the end zone, and a Henderson defender put a hand up, and that was about as far as it got.
And McCann Dixon's pass is complete to number 0, Anthony Kroll.
Was that 22 yards?
Yes.
Dixon to Kroll on the reception. Nice catch. Henderson defender came across the goal line, put a hand up, thought he might touch it or deflect it or get in the vision of the receiver, and it didn't happen. Lipsy to hole. Lopez to attempt the extra point. Kick is good, and Carthage extends their lead now to 42-3.
Extra point by Jesus Lopez is good.
So 42-3 Carthage, that is our score. We'll step aside, take a break. We're back here in just a moment. Henderson football here tonight on KWRD 1470, 98.5 at E-Tex Radio Group Station.
The Henderson Football Booster Club is dedicated to helping the coaches and players and support groups for the Henderson Lions football team. You're always invited to the Booster Club meetings each Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the indoor facility meeting room. Coach Meeks will talk about the last game and take a look at the upcoming game. On game nights, get great food at the Booster Club concession stand, as well as all your Henderson Lions gear at the Booster Club merchandise trailer. Supporting the Lions, it's the Henderson Football Booster Club.
In life, people make the difference at home, business, and church. Wayne Griffith and his staff at Griffith's Towing is always on point with supporting the communities and always making a difference. Roadside assistance, flatbed service, towing service, and recovery is welcomed in those times of need, and Griffith's Towing has been the go-to in Henderson, Rusk County, and beyond. At Griffith's Towing, people make the difference. Call them at 903-947-6437.
42-3. Carthage lead, 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Carthage kickoff's going to come all the way down to the 1-yard line. Lions running it back toward the near sideline, breaking 3 at the 30, up to past the 35, out to about the 37-yard line. Fry again on the kickoff return. So again, Henderson's going to have decent field position. As I look back through the game, started drives at their own 34, their own 30, their 44-yard line, 35-yard line, right at midfield, 38, 39. Here, it's going to be the 34. So it's not like the Lions have been backed up at the goal line all night. They've had decent field position, just can't seem to get the offense in gear. So on first down, Meeks will hand off to Fry, and Fry trying to maneuver his way through the Carthage defense. Doesn't get very far, up to about the 34.
Making the initial stop, number 9, Ethan Portley.
But Carthage, to their credit, they're just doing what they do, and this is what they do.
Sound fundamental football.
Yeah. Okay, so we're ahead 28-3 at halftime. That's not enough. We need more. 4th and 27, it's not enough. We're going for it. And then after we go for it and get it, we're going to score another touchdown. Reverse coming to Braylon Walker. And Walker will get up to the 40-yard line where he's tripped up. It's just, it's a fascinating concept. It's just relentless. If you're down, what? We're going to hold the ball, go to a four-corner offense and stall on you? No, we're going to score some more. It's just amazing sometimes. I will say, in all honesty, as we wait for the next penalty call here, I will say for the last, 7 years since we played them, it's been fun watching them do this to some other teams. It's tough to watch firsthand.
Exactly.
Well, now we have another flag.
We've got 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense. Illegal snap on the center. It's a 5-yard penalty. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, derogatory comments directed towards the official on the offense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. We will replay 3rd down.
And if body language says anything, I kind of think whatever comment was directed to the official came from all 11 in a blue uniform out there. Whatever was said, if it was said by one, it was said by all of them. And that's the second time tonight we've had that penalty.
We just hit the 100-yard mark on penalties.
Wow. Well, I think Ricky Meeks is making sure that his opinion is voiced as well. Well, football is going to be moved back to the 20-yard line. 21. So for Henderson, it is 3rd and a bunch. 24.
We don't have a play called, and there's 7 seconds on the play clock.
Henderson calls
so Lions will call for a timeout here with 2:18 to go.
And I don't think Coach Meeks was done having that conversation.
He's going to spend most of this time out talking to Stephen O'Neill, a referee. Well, it's a season opener for a lot of folks. And here with 2:18 to go in this is the 4th quarter already, isn't it?
We're still in the 3rd.
Okay. 2:18 to go in the 3rd. 42-3 Carthage. Henderson timeout. So I will tell you that Shawnee AC, locally owned and operated, heating, ventilating, air conditioning service. Give them a call at 903-657-5290 for Shawnee AC. So for Henderson, it is 3rd and 24. Meeks pass, batted up in the air, incomplete. Coming in was Smith, Caleb Smith, for Carthage to bat that ball up in the air. Bring up a 4th and 28 situation. Situation. So Meeks back to punt. Kick will come here toward the near sideline. Takes a nice roll. Nobody over here for either team. Finally, Henderson comes over and puts the ball down at the 38-yard line.
With the 38-yard line. Carthage will have a 1st down and 10.
So again, Carthage is going to have the football right out here in the middle of the field at their own 38. Leading 42-3. 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. So somehow, Lions have got to kind of settle down, regroup, get your composure back, and just play football. And of course, for Carthage, they're going to do what they do, and they're going to just keep pounding it down the field. And if you can stop them, great. If not, they're going to score again. But on this 1st down play, big hit at the line of scrimmage. Ball carrier kept the legs going. Kingston Jones on the carry. He got hit pretty hard right at the line of scrimmage. Marking at the 38, so no gain on the play.
Number 40. Cornelius Mokawa will stop.
Montreal Lewis out there for the Lions on the defensive line. You can see Justin Howard. Braylon Walker in the corner here on the near side. On the next play, low snap from center. Handoff will go to Jones. Jones around right end will get up to midfield and I believe stayed in bounds, I think, over there on the Carthage sideline.
Making the stop, number 33, Mike Russell.
Mike Russell, 5'9" sophomore. He's been busy all over the field tonight. Jaden Bishop out there playing some defense now as well.
Holding on the offense, number 74.
Be a 10-yard penalty. Replay the down.
We get Stephen O'Neill's Microphone hot there again. There was a Carthage penalty. They have been few and far between, haven't they?
6 for 35, but that's the first one in a little while.
Yeah.
Correction, number 66.
We'll move the football back to the 28-yard line for Carthage. Clock runs, 1 minute to go here, third quarter. Our third quarter of the ball game tonight, service of Bill Cycles. Season opener for both these teams. Of course, our first broadcast of the season is a running play up past the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Bundy on the carry for Carthage.
Making the stop for the Lions, number 16.
And checking out the game tonight to KWRD 1470, 98.5, network1sports.com, streaming there. Audio and video on the KWRD Facebook page and the KWRD YouTube channel. Lots of ways. There's probably others, but I'm just going to stop right there. But there's lots of ways for you to listen to and watch Henderson football. But again, it's the season opener. Long way to go. And this one here, you learn some stuff and move on to Athens next week. But here we will move on to the fourth quarter as we come to the end of 3 here tonight at Lions Stadium. At the end of 3, it is Carthage 42, Henderson 3. Step aside, take a break. We're back here in just a moment. KWRD 1470, 98.5, and E-Tex Radio Group Station.
Since 1965, Cook & Son Roofing has been the local, reliable company helping folks with roofs, gutters, and ventilation. From new construction to remodels, even providing 24-hour emergency roof repairs from storm damage. They have a relationship with all the local insurance companies, so they understand how to assist you in the process, making it easier for you in times when you need it the most. Find them at cookandsonroofing.com. For a roof well done, call Cook & Son, 903-655-0997. In Lions country, we know what it means to lead. On the field, on the court, and out on the open road. If your motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side isn't performing like a starter, it's time for a tune-up. Bill Cycles in Henderson has been keeping East Texas riders game ready since 1982. Carboard, tires, brakes, full season prep, we get your machine running fast, tight, and ready to take the lead. Bill Cycles, the hometown shop that keeps Lions country out front. Just off the Star on Highway 64. 903-657-2775.
About to get started with the fourth quarter here tonight at Lions Stadium. And for Carthage, it is a 3rd and 12 situation at their own 35. Quarterback back to pass, fires a pass near side, incomplete. So Dixon, starting quarterback, still in the ball game. Michael, how about something entertaining? You got any scores or anything that you want to share with us?
Well, let's look at the old time machine here. 42-0 Pleasant Grove over Kilgore.
Really?
So Pleasant Grove and Carthage both having no issues on offense tonight.
No kidding.
Canton 34, Jacksonville 21, Palestine 23, Seagoville 8, Athens 34, Nacogdoches 21, Lindale 37, Hallsville 3. West Rusk holds off Tatum in a shootout, 37-34.
Wow.
And right. Carlisle 50-0 over Mount Enterprise.
First punt of the night from Carthage, and Dixon, I believe, punted that one, slipped and fell when he kicked the ball, so his punting skills,
I think he
have to work on those.
They needed something to work on next week.
Right. had to get a punt on film just to evaluate it and see, and I think Dixon may be the brunt of some jokes with that punt in the film sessions. But it takes a decent roll, gets all the way down inside the 20, and for Henderson, if I'm not mistaken, after that, Lions are going to have their worst field position to start a drive tonight at their own 18.
Yeah, it hurts the average a little bit.
11:45 to go in this fourth quarter. Fourth quarter tonight, service of Griffiths Towing and Cooper's First Automotive. Well, whistle blows prior to the start of the play. Let's see what we get.
False start on the offense, number 18.
So, Lions, Jaden Lockett with the infraction. We'll move them back 5. Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
I built my penalty column for 35, and we're not threatening that yet.
I was going to say, you're being challenged over there. Here is Bishop on the carry. About the 16-yard line, as far as he can get.
On the stop, number 20, Hayden Bagley.
Well, are you going to, after tonight, you're going to have to reevaluate your spacing and how much room you've given yourself?
No, I planned it out.
Okay. Well done.
It would not be sufficient for that Kilgore College game you've been pressed into duty for tomorrow, I don't think, but it would still be serviceable.
Probably not, yeah. Here's Meeks back to pass down the near sideline, and a fine attempt by Lockett up here at the 46-yard line, but just couldn't come up with it.
Number 18, Jaden Lockett.
Down here, we have Myra.
Again, I think back to the first drive of the night, Blake Meeks threw a couple of really good passes. I don't think there's been any deep passes at all for him. He hadn't connected with anybody.
Yeah, that was the longest throw since the first quarter.
Well, quickly, a third down situation for Henderson. Meeks back to pass, steps up, throws, catch made at the 30-yard line. Nicely done. Braylon Walker with his speed down the far sideline. Braylon Walker's going to take this one all the way to the end zone.
Great footwork, 84-yard touchdown.
Spark came out of nowhere. 10:41 to go in the fourth. Well, good for Blake Meeks and good for Braylon Walker. They needed that. Von Navarro on to attempt the extra point. Good snap. And the kick is good. So fine throw from Blake Meeks. Really fine catch from Walker. And again with Walker and his speed, able to take it down the far sideline for 84 yards and the touchdown. And that hopefully will put a little pep in Henderson Lions' step, as now it is Carthage 42, Henderson 10. We have 10:41 to go in this fourth quarter. So we will step aside, take a break. We are back here in just a moment. Henderson football here on KWRD 1470, 98.5, and E-Tech's radio group station.
S&N Cleaners and Laundry Service in Henderson is the only full-service in-house dry cleaners in Rusk County. That means that your clothes stay right where you drop them off. Quick turnarounds for your shirts, pants, dresses, suits, and even your bedding like comforters. S&N Cleaners and Laundry for all your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Go see Wayne and his staff for great service and great value. S&N Cleaners, 215 East Fordall in Henderson. See them on Facebook or call 903-657-4545 today.
84-yard touchdown pass. Blake Meeks to Braylon Walker. First touchdown of the season for Henderson. And I would imagine maybe the first of many hookups between those two. 42-10 our score. Too soon for onside, Michael?
Absolutely not.
I mean, the comeback is on. Little pooch kick for Von Navarro. Fair catch signaled for by Carthage and taken at the 33-34 yard line. Well, good to see that. Braylon Walker, of course, for Braylon Walker and Amaz Jackson, they are two seniors on this team. They were juniors just a few months ago when Henderson went down to Austin and got third place in the state in the 400-meter relay, and those two were on that relay team. So good to have some of that speed. Good for Walker to be able to show some of it off there. 10:06 to go in the fourth. So for Carthage, 33-yard line is where they will start the drive.
All right, we're back to Frankenstein. Yeah, Frankenstein.
On first down, running play, goodness, right up the middle of the field, all the way down inside the Henderson 40, or at the 42, 41 is where they're finally going to mark him. Up there, keep marking him a little further, down to the 40-yard line.
Making the stop on the 13, Xavier Devereaux. Will give Carthage a first down.
A 28-yard gain on that play. And from a Carthage standpoint, looking out there, I believe they've got some second-team offensive linemen in the game. Other than that, still a decent amount of starters. J.D. Edwards, receiver out here on the near side. Handoff again, straight ahead to Kingston Jones, who between Jones and Landers have seen most of the time at running back tonight. Dixon, starting quarterback, is still out there. J.D. Edwards and Preston Price will head off to the far sideline. It is a 2nd and 1 situation, less than a yard actually for Carthage. Clock runs, 8:45 to go in the fourth. Dixon will hand off to Jones once again, and Jones will have his first down at the 25-yard line.
Kingston Jones on the carry.
Keeps the clock running at 8.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter of broadcast tonight, service of Griffiths Towing, Cooper's First Automotive. Next week, talking about some of the shootouts in scores tonight around the area and from last night as well. Go back to the scene of a shootout from last year next week out at Bruce Field in Athens. Hand off again, this time to Price again. There, Jones is making it. And Jones gets spun around, gets all the way down to about the 10-yard line before play is over. Justin Adams on the tackle for Henderson. And this is where just it's 42-10. Carthage is getting yardage in chunks. They can't run out the clock. There's too much time. So either you've got to just flat out stop them or they're going to score again, because that's just what they do.
Kingston Jones again on the carry, making the stop.
Clock stops here with 7:20 to go in the fourth. All right, well, Dixon now will check out. Kingston Jones checks out. Half of the offensive line checks out.
All right, the horse, remember, starts with one nose of percussion.
So for Carthage, we'll have a whole new group come in here at the 8-yard line. Running play, not much going on there. Colt Vickery is in the ball game at quarterback now. Bagley, I believe, was the running back now for Carthage. 6.5 to go here in the fourth. So Vickery, he's a 6'1" senior. Takes a snap, pitches, running play, going around the left end and hit hard at the 5, but breaking free and coming back to the near side is going to be Kamorian King. And King is going to find himself in the end zone for a Carthage touchdown. What did he run, about 75 yards on that one?
Injury timeout.
About 75 to 85 just to get 8.
Took it all the way to the other side of the field and came all the way back to the near side after Henderson had made the contact and missed the tackle.
It's the longest 8-yard touchdown we'll see this year.
Gee. 5:55 to go here in the fourth. That was Kamorian King on the carry. So we have a timeout on the field here with 5:55 to go in the fourth. 48-10 our score, with the extra point attempt to come here in just a moment. Injured Lion making his way back over to the Henderson sideline after the play.
Man, do we have small copies of California Local?
I'll mention the Star Laundry Wash and Fold pickup and delivery service, certainly available for you. Star Laundry, they are at the Star in Henderson. All of our E-Tex radio facilities are secured by J&B Security, your eyes and your ears while you're home and when you're away as well. Residential, commercial, industrial, J&B Security is your local top-of-the-line security service. 903-729-1565, the number to call for J&B Security. Lipsy to hold. Extra point kick for Lopez. And a different kicker this time for Carthage, but the kick was good as well. And it makes it a 49-10 Carthage lead. So we have a timeout on the field. We have 5:55 to go here in the fourth. We will step aside and take a break. We are back here in just a moment. This is KWRD, 1470, 98.5, the E-Tex Radio Group station.
Management Training Corporation is hiring. They offer highly competitive pay, excellent promotional opportunities, MTC college tuition reimbursement, paid internships towards a career in substance abuse counseling. MTC offers 401k, health insurance, dental insurance, vision coverage, and finally, paid time off, including holidays. This is the game-changing career you've been looking for. Apply at mtcjobs.com and make the first step of your new career.
49-10, Carthage lead.
When they finish.
Madrano to kick off for Carthage. Lions will just get on the ball over at the 37-yard line. $5:55 to go here in the fourth. Lions will start the drive at their own 38-yard line. Get for Carthage next week, home contest against Pine Tree. That'll be a very intriguing get-together with those two now. Lions on the road at Athens next Friday night. As here's a running play coming near side. Fry on the carry. Trying to reverse his field. Gets gang tackled at about the 45-yard line. One thing about it, Jaden Bishop, Mike Russell, they're one kind of running back. Caleb Fry, he's a whole other deal. Quick and shifty at the 45-yard line. Quick pass comes to Lockett here on the near side of the field. Nicely done. Gets into Carthage territory at the 43-yard line. 12-yard gain. Lions first down with 5:09 to go in the fourth. Meeks, the swing pass over the far side of the field. Well defensed by Carthage. Lions had no chance to get anything going on there.
Next pass is complete to Aiden Perry.
Aiden Perry on the reception, but again, tackle made immediately. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 10. 4:25 to go here in the fourth. Three receivers to the far side of the field, one near side. Meeks back to pass. Trying to set up a little screen over there, and again reversing the field, coming all the way back toward the middle of the field was Caleb Fry, and got tackled at the 45. .38 and counting here in the fourth. From the 45-yard line, Meeks will fake the handoff. Pressure comes, gets a nice throw over to the far sideline. Like Lockett, I believe, on the reception. And he will be at about the 35. Right there in front of the Carthage bench. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. Again, the season opener for the Henderson Lions here tonight, trailing Carthage by a 49-10 score. Fourth down situation for Henderson. And the handoff went straight ahead. Worked earlier in the ball game for the Lions, did not work this time. As Carthage will be taking over the football 35-yard line. Mark McLain here. Michael Searcy in the booth with us here tonight. Hanging in there? You good?
We're hanging in there.
Okay. Ken White still awake back there? All right. Ken's doing his thing. Jason? Is that a thumb up or thumb down? It's kind of in between out there on the photo deck. $49-10. See, here's the only deal. Jason had to watch this entire game out in the heat. At least we did get to sit in the AC.
This is true.
Here's Carthage on first down. Quarterback running play around the left end as Vickery will head toward the Carthage bench.
Number 14, Colt Vickery on the keeper.
Let's do halftime.
Number 16, Caleb Holmes making the stop.
Go hard halftime on the same page.
2:26 to go here in the fourth. Kilgore scored yet in their game?
He just added a touchdown right at the end. 42-7 the final.
Wow.
This is halftime. Here we go. Start to the old grass. This is halftime.
And I am sure
Here we go.
Kilgore is not a bad ball club. So Pleasant Grove must be really good.
Well, Pleasant Grove and Carthage have to cross paths at some point, and that'll be one to watch.
In Carthage on October 23rd. Here we have 2:01 to go in this fourth quarter. So it's our 2-minute notification, which this year, decided by me, our 2-minute notification is a service of the Henderson Football Booster Club. Until somebody else steps up and says they want to do it, Jason. You okay with that? All right. I wouldn't sweat it. 2-minute notification here at Lions Stadium. 49-10. Carthage leads the ball game. And again, as we look ahead next week, Carthage home contest against Pine Tree. Henderson on the road at Athens. What's Athens doing with
Athens was a big winner, 40-21 at Nacogdoches.
Really? So they're still putting up some points. Kind of like the Carthage situation. Athens has got a lot of different players. They graduated quarterback and receivers and some of those other guys. So they obviously are picked up where they left off as far as scoring some points.
Drag me down.
Running play for Carthage didn't get much of anything for the quarterback victory.
Just enough for a first down.
Well, that would be enough to pretty much run out the game here with a minute 35 to go. How'd you like spending the whole day here at the stadium?
I could have picked a lot worse places to be, if we're honest.
Yes. Wasn't so bad after all, huh?
Anytime I'm working in the AC, I won't complain.
Turned into a long evening, but at least we got out of here before midnight, I'll say that. So I'm okay with that.
We haven't packed up yet.
Well, true. Less than a minute to go here in the fourth. Our fourth quarter tonight, service of Griffiths Towing, Cooper First Automotive. MTC postgame show is coming up. Carthage, more than likely, coming up for their final snap of the ball game. And let's see if we can get through the final few seconds here without anything going on out on the field. And with 10 seconds to go, that is how we are going to finish this thing up here tonight. So, Carthage Bulldogs, the two-time defending state champions, come over here to Lions Stadium and get the better of this one. 49-10 ends up being our final score. And just in case you're keeping up with it, then that makes it Henderson 40 wins, Carthage 37 with 4 ties. 49-10 ends up being our final score. Going to take a break. We will come back here in just a moment. We'll do a quick recap of the scoring and finish up our broadcast here tonight on our MTC postgame show. We'll do that for you here in just a moment. Once again, our final score is Carthage 49, Henderson 10. Back in a moment. This is KWRD 1470, 98.5, an E-Tex Radio Group station.
For 25 years now, A1 Roofing Contractor has served the Henderson-Carthage area. Call us today at 903-657-5126. Remember, we will beat any written bid, and if you have storm damage, we can help you file a claim. After 25 years, we have outstanding relationships with all of our local insurance agents. Call us today at 903-657-5126. A1 Roofing Contractor.
Here's Colton Wallace talking about Wallace & Sons Wrecker in Henderson.
I love giving this service. This is what I've always done, and I love it. It makes me feel good that I can take care of somebody when they're in need. If y'all ever feel like y'all are in need of this service, promise you right now, you can call me, and I can come get you anywhere. I service Longview, Kilgore, Jacksonville, Carthage, Marshall, all them areas.
Call 903-657-7271 for Wallace & Son Wrecker Service in Henderson.
At Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service, you can count on technicians who know your vehicle and will repair your vehicle with precise care. Whether it be foreign or domestic, car, truck, or even big rig, Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service will diagnose your problem and seamlessly repair your vehicle's issues. It's time to get that repair done on your vehicle, so be sure to see the pros at Cooper First Automotive and Truck Repair, located at 3486 Highway 79 South in Henderson. Cooper First Automotive is a proud sponsor of Henderson High School sports for the season.
2026 season off and running here tonight at Lions Stadium, but Henderson coming up on the short end of this one to the Carthage Bulldogs. 49-10 is our final score. This is our MTC postgame show. Quick recap on the scoring. Carthage scored the first 3 times they had the football tonight. Took the opening kickoff, moved it right down the field. Landers on an 8-yard touchdown run. Extra point kick from Jesus Lopez made it 7-0. Henderson came back, took the ball right down the field, ended up drive stalling out. Yvonne Navarro came on for a 37-yard field goal, and with 5:28 to go first quarter, it was 7-3. Carthage came right back and scored. Dixon to Edwards, 37 yards. Lopez kick made it 14-3. Then with 4 seconds to go in the first quarter, it was Jones on a 1-yard touchdown run, made it 21-3. 5:26 to go in the first half. It was Landers with his second touchdown of the night, 6-yard run, and that made it 28-3. And that's where we were at halftime. Third quarter, 8:56 to go in the third. It was Price with an 8-yard run for Carthage, made it 35-3. Dixon with a touchdown pass with 4:10 to go in the third, made it 42-3. And then the Lions got on the scoreboard with 10:41 to go in the fourth. It was Blake Meeks to Braylon Walker, a 84-yard touchdown pass, fine pass, but really fine catch and run after the catch. Yvonne Navarro's extra point made it 42-10. King would run it in for Carthage, 8 yards out, 5:55 to go in the fourth. And Madrano's extra point kick made it 49-10. That is where we end up here tonight. So Carthage goes to 1-0 on the season. Henderson 0-1. Carthage plays host to Pine Tree next week. Couple of 1-0 teams getting after each other. And Henderson on the road at Athens for a 7:30 contest next Friday night. So that's kind of our situation there. Michael Searcy's been busy on stat stuff tonight and scores and all that kind of stuff. Appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if I can do all 10 this year. And maybe a bonus or two if we can get that far.
Yeah, you going to make it a shot for 10?
Make it a shot for 10.
Ken, you told me he was just doing this one.
Well, I take that. There will be one that I will miss because there will be a trip to Baton Rouge later in the year.
Okay. Death Valley, perhaps?
Death Valley.
That's good for you. Anything you want to share with us tonight? I mean, I know that the Henderson penalties, especially there in the third quarter, really kind of got out of hand. But
yeah, when you sum up 216 yards of offense and you got 105 in penalties, it's going to be a tough night, and that was part of the story.
Yeah, but anything you want to share from a statistical standpoint, he tried to say, or if you have any other scores you want to share.
Meeks 11 of 23, 152 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Lions averaged 3 yards a carry, 64 yards on 21 carries, 44 plays, 216 yards of offense, 8 first downs. The time of possession for Henderson in the game, 23 minutes and 14 seconds. Carthage 24-46. Dixon for Carthage, 13 of 21, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception. Carthage, 248 yards on 33 carries, averaging 7.5 yards per rush. Landers was the big carrier of the night, 11 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Very good. So that's kind of a statistical roundup. Any other finals scores you want to share with us before we sign it off?
We were the last game left out of this batch that I have. Canton, big winner at Jacksonville, 41-21. Lindale, 37-3 at Hallsville. Bullard, big win at home against Maybank, 63-21. And I think that catches us up on our scores from around the area.
Okay, so Henderson and Kilgore were the two teams that came up short in this district, right?
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
That's the two.
Okay, well.
Everybody else, in Chapel Hill last night.
Yes, okay, yeah. So Chapel Hill coming up short to White House in their season opener last night. But anyway, 49-10 here. Carthage wins it over Henderson. That is our final score tonight. But Henderson back on the road next week at Athens. And again, it's one playoff team after another that the Lions have on the schedule, with Athens next week and then next home game in a couple of weeks here on a homecoming night on September 11th. It'll be the Pittsburgh Pirates coming here. So then it's one playoff team after another for Henderson. But it'll get better. Lions will clean up the penalty situation. Certainly have some athletes, got some players to work with. This is just step one of the season. And again, you play in the two-time defending champions. Hopefully you learn something from this, and we'll see what it turns out to be. 49-10, that is our final. Michael, thank you, sir. Ken White, thank you. So for Michael Searcy and Ken White, Jason Martin out on our camera tonight, I'm Mark McLain. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll do it again next week from Athens. Our pregame activities get underway about 7 o'clock, and the kickoff with Henderson and Athens next Friday night at 7:30. This is Henderson Football, KWRD 1470, 98.5, an E-Tex Radio Group station.
Thank you for listening to Henderson Lions football on KWRD Radio, our website and Facebook page, as well as the Henderson ISD website. Tonight's game has been brought to you by
Gas and Supply, General Shelters, Malou Brothers Henderson, Griffiths Towing LLC, SNN Cleaners, MTC, Wallace & Sons Wrecker Service, Cook & Son Roofing, Bill's Cycles, Cooper First Automotive and Truck Service, East Tex Telephone, Bulldog Built, Shawnee AC, J&B Security, A1 Roofing Contractors, Star Laundry Service, and the Henderson Football Booster Club.
Join us again next week for Henderson Lions football, right here on KWRD 1470 and 98.5, an E-Tex Radio Group station.